Access Radio, the future of radio and podcast. No limit to what we do.
Access Radio, WIAX, the future of radio and podcast. No limit to what we do.
It's been a while since I told you I love you, and it's been a while since I lived all the times I did you wrong. You know I get so busy, and you sticking with me is something that I don't wanna forget. No, and girl, I'm gonna show you how much I love you, how much I need you. I want you to know that I appreciate you sometimes. I don't know how to say it, girl.
What's the best way to tell you I love you without falling flat? More flowers and cards, you got a ton of that. More trips up the coast, maybe with a toast. You see I'm putting in time, really need to vote. Head full of these words, only want to quote. I choose you over the gold, that's the end quote. What I don't say, I attempt to show. On a journey through light, I'm guided by your glow. So best when you check, yes, over no. Have a question how I'm feeling, ain't no letting go. Center of my world, you a living pearl. Say it to the world, like I do to you. When I can't find the words, it be getting tough. You put a hold on the time when I get a touch. Get your mind out the gutter, I don't mean that. On this page I write facts and I know that.
It's been a while since I told you I love you, and it's been a while since I lived all the times I did you wrong. You know I get so busy, and you sticking with me is something that I don't wanna forget. No, and girl, I'm gonna show you how much I love you, how much I need you. I want you to know that I appreciate you sometimes. I don't know how to say it, girl.
Most of the time I'm too focused on the grind to even let our home problems cross my mind. I knew I should have took a step back from my rhymes, but I thought dollar signs and half nigga dimes. That really was vibes, it never was true. I don't even know how I got up off you. I should have stayed home, but I ran into the road. Kept sneaking out, heart being cold. Looking at you now, I finally understand. It took me a while to turn into...
Yes. Welcome back. Happy Saturday. I hope my mic sound good. I sound a little muffled. How y'all feel my mic sound?
Feeling good.
It sound good? It sound good?
It sound like a Giants.
There goes the hate. Fresh out the gate, you know what I'm saying? No pun intended. But this is what happens on Behind the Enemy Lines. Welcome back. It is another Saturday. It's going to be a fun-filled Saturday, as you can see. Listen, I needed backup for this show. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to have a panel, ladies and gentlemen. We got Young Rome 30 in the building. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get him and let him speak in a minute. We got another special guest that should be on their way. Of course, you know, you got that guy over there, WIZZ. You know what I'm saying?
What up,
But for those of you who don't know, welcome. This is Behind the Enemy Lines. We're live every other Saturday on iAccess Radio, 5 to 7 p.m. You know, ain't nothing else moving in the city except behind enemy lines. So tell a friend, tell a friend. Shout out to Lady D in the building. You know what I'm saying? What up? Let's Be Clear Radio. You already know what it is. You see the elephant on the chest, but you know I got it kind of blocked because I'm a Georgia fan. But shout out to my man Kevin and Primal Luxury. You know what I'm saying, for making it happen. Y'all want some clothes, man? Go look them up. You got some joints going on. We got a fun-filled show for y'all today. You know, if y'all want to call in, the call-in number is 347-708-0216. Wiz, tell them where they can find us at, man.
Boxcast. Twitch. YouTube. Facebook. 365. I said YouTube, right?
Yeah, you did. I mean,
yeah. You know
what I'm saying?
You can see us, you know what? Let's go to iAccess Radio. You can see us there. Say, hey, Sirius or something. You know, let's put it on.
And definitely we got the app that's gonna be coming out soon. So make sure y'all keep an eye out for that. We got the iAccess Radio app that's gonna be coming out. Also, if you just got a radio, you can hear us too. That's why we are a radio station. iAccess Radio. You know what I mean? Y'all seeing us, so y'all think it's a podcast, but they got radio in it. You can find us on 365 Live. And what's the other radio station we on? The TuneIn app. So make sure y'all go and do that. And the funny thing about it, Ron, they'll be thinking, but when you get up there with your music, man, you know, it's going to be played 365, 366 in the leap year. And listen, 24/7. So don't just come to iAccess Radio because you want to do podcasting. You want to hear some good music. Yeah. We got some of the hottest DJs in the world. Y'all don't know about. Y'all about to learn, all right, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure y'all stay tuned. Also, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank y'all for tuning in. Please share this live. Like I said, we're going to have a real dope segment for y'all today. We got TYKAJA's Takes happening about 6:15 to 6:40. So make sure y'all tuned in for that. We got Chucky's Cut happening at 6:45. We're telling what's Chucky's Cut.
It's Cannibal Blaze.
Cannibal Blaze, you know what I'm saying? A friend to the show. Shout out to Better Green Entertainment. I want to apologize to Cal Light because we were supposed to get them on the Chucky's Cut. And listen, we are people of our word. All right. So when we say send in your music because once we get the email, it will be played. So Cal Light, we was having some issues with the email. And we didn't get the full song. I just got a snippet. And actually, I just couldn't play a 1-minute snippet as Chucky's Cut. It wouldn't be fair for y'all to get voted, you know what I'm saying, on a 1-minute, snippet, like a skit. So we're going to get that right. We're going to continue to go back and email each other until we get it right, because we do want to continue to make sure we give love to independent artists. You know what I'm saying? And tell them why we do that, Wiz.
Because we turn strangers into family. And
that's what we're looking to do. So if we can get you one more fan that you had yesterday, then that's what we're looking to do when we do Chucky's Cut. Now, don't be playing around with Chucky's Cut. No, just sit in anything now. Now, we listen to anything, you know what I'm saying? So Andre 3000, we count the flute music as flute music. You know what I mean? So we want some of that too. We want instrumentals. We want beats. We want spoken word. Ron, what else kind of music they got out there that you can hear? Rap, hip hop, electric. We take all genres of music.
I got extra question. What about flute?
We take flute. I said that at the beginning. We take Andre 3000. Yeah, we take flute. Acapella. We take acapella free. We take all that. Snapping. You know what I'm saying? And my left been acting up, but they got to get right. Gotta get right. Gotta get right.
No, where's snapping? You see?
Yeah, you just different. You just different. But that's a Cowboys fan for you. You know what I'm saying? Like at the end of the day, this is what happens. You know what I mean? So I want to shout out a couple sponsors. You know what I'm saying? Number one, Better Green Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Bringing you Tug of War and Behind Enemy Lines. Vocals by Jamel T, as you can see right here. Voice to Life T. Make sure y'all go and get that, man. It's a great Christmas gift, New Year's gift. You're a singer, you're a rapper. Ron, we got to give you a sample. You know what I'm saying? You got to try it out. See, Ron be cheating, man. Like, Ron, he's kind of quiet. Don't let him fool you. I brought him up here for a reason. Don't let that smile fool you. This guy here, he ain't like T.I., son. He gonna just get choked up. He stand on business. I can give him that. What?
You can't say that because you know T.I. be running up on people.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that. What I was saying. If he come over in New York, then we doing something right. He do New York, we doing something right. So at the end of the day, Rome, man, rapper and singer. And I hate that he sing, man, because I wish I could. Baby, he be up there, come up there all hard on the mic, and then he start woo woo. And they just be throwing panties on the stage at him.
You gotta switch it up.
He's a dirty dog. He's a dirty
pony. You can't just be a one-trick pony.
I'm not a one-trick pony. I just know my limits. You know what I'm saying? Baby, I done tried a couple times. You know, it didn't work out.
Sing in the shower, man.
Yeah, that's the mixtape that's coming out. So once again, we got TYKAJA's Takes happening. We got Chucky's Cut. And like I said, Chucky's Cut is our independent
independent opportunity to get back to independent artists. I definitely want to shout out Fit Queen Muna. Make sure y'all, if y'all looking to get in shape, y'all go ahead and look her up. You know what I'm saying? If she's on live today, make sure Muna, you put your information in so people can go work out with you. Primal Luxury and everybody that's supporting Better Green Entertainment. I want to shout out the hip hop food truck. You know what I'm saying? I just went by there and got a good meal. How was that meal, Wiz?
Yo, you got me slumped.
Got you slumped. That's what it's supposed to do. So also while we was over there, they're doing a little toy drive. So me, TYKAJA Takes, and producer P, we decided to go to stop in Burlington, grab a couple toys and donate. Like I said, a lot of people think Christmas is just about, Santa Claus and is he real or is he isn't? You know what I'm saying? Or is he's not real? You know what I'm saying? But it's just more about the loving spirit and people taking time to give to someone else besides yourself. You know what I mean? So I got a song coming out. Lady D, we want it.
What's the song
What's
coming
the name
out?
of the song? What's the name of the song?
What's the song coming out?
Shout out to Cutler
What
in the
up,
building.
Mello?
What up, Mello?
Mello's doing big things.
All right. You got to share with us. You got to share with us. You got to share with us. Salute, Stand on business. Stand on business. That's what we doing. That's what we doing. That's Warbucks in the building. So also for Chucky's Cut, ladies and gentlemen, it's not up to us on the panel. You know what I'm saying? We get our little vote here and there, but Chucky's Cut is y'all opportunity to tell the artist if you like the music or not. You know what I mean? So when y'all go to vote, make sure y'all go to crowd.live, okay? And we got the code right now. IVWJF. Puff Daddy did it. That's the name of the song. Puff Daddy did it. I ain't mad at you. Did he did it? Y'all out of order. Y'all out of order. Yeah. That's new Bob. I ain't messing with y'all. So make sure y'all take your time to when we have Chucky's Cut to actually go and vote. You might have to log into another device for a little while, but go ahead and go and vote and let these artists know what you think. And artists, continue to send in your music, your spoken word. You know what I'm saying? BHL Family 52. That's the email that you guys can send it to, and we're gonna make sure that we get it on, and y'all gonna be heard. All right. And it's open to everybody. There's no gender. We not hating on nobody. Everybody has a fair opportunity. All right. If you're looking to be interviewed, you can reach out to me or WIZZ. Yeah. Or iAccess Radio, Behind the Enemy Lines. There's no interview that we don't do. We're gonna make the best of it. If you're looking to donate, we have a donation tab on the website. Y'all can also do that too. Donate to the show Behind the Enemy Lines. If you like what we're doing, merch is gonna be coming soon. There's a lot that we're working on as well. So as we wait for our next guest, I'm gonna just tell y'all some of the topics and why I feel we needed to go this way. We're having a panel today. You guys are the second part of the panel, so make sure that you putting and you staying in tune. Go ahead, read it, Wiz.
Okay. Lady D said, that's it. Warbucks said, R. Diddy's the best of both jails coming soon.
Oh, my God. Y'all out of order.
But you know what?
What?
Somebody said they went to a Vice for Diddy, and he said, take that.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to front. I got a couple punchlines that I use in some of my raps about Diddy. But, it's soon to come. But, November was Male Mental Awareness Month, right? And I don't know if we focused on it as much as we usually do. Like, we talk about cancer awareness and everybody's wearing pink, and that's a great thing. And for the first time in my life, I went through a situation where it actually rocked my male awareness, you know what I'm saying? Or my male power that I thought that I had already obtained and I was stronger enough. My mental got challenged. And it took me to a place where I didn't possibly think I would be going anytime soon. And it's been a journey climbing back. And I had to say, you know what? We talking about relationships. We talk about P. Diddy. We talk about a lot of stuff. But we still got to get back to what we initially started when we started Behind the Enemy Lines, was creating that opportunity for men to learn more about ourselves besides chasing the pum pum, right? And to grow as men, to be able to, when you get into situations, to bounce back. And what I'm learning through this journey right now is you gotta have a hell of a support team at every age. You just never know how important your support team is until you really have to lean on them. So I want to give so much love to a lot of people that been holding me down the last 30 days. And they have literally breathed life back into me because my situation rocked me so hard that I felt lifeless. Have you guys ever felt lifeless?
Yeah.
Many times.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's why I didn't want to share these topics by myself. I wanted to have a panel of different age groups because you know someone that may be younger or older than you, and why it's important to have outlets like this. Like we get distracted a lot of times by the cars, the women. One counselor that I was talking to, he said 85% of his cases of suicide cases that he deals with come from relationships where people had partners and their partners died.
Yeah.
The situation that I went through did that to me. It made me realize how much I love the people around me and how much I want them in my life. Have y'all guys ever been through a situation like that? Where you just you stopped, you got out the matrix for a minute, and you finally got to see the things that are really important to you, and how much time you think you have, and how much time you think you really have.
It's a fact. I'm currently, my uncle passed this past Monday. So
My condolences.
I appreciate that. So I'm dealing with that right now. But I would say like that whole situation, like Monday was such a shock. But everybody coming together and seeing like family, just being around family, like it really struck a chord with me. I was like, I don't understand. I don't think I would have been able to get through the week. That I didn't see all that. See everybody just kind of like band together and everybody just like, and I knew like, all right, I want to spend every second that I can with you guys. Like that's what I do it for. Like my purpose in life right now is. Well,
thank you, Lady D. I love y'all as well.
Is with you guys, and that's even like why even my pursuit. I became an artist literally because I just wanted to have my own financial independence so I could spend my time with my family. I didn't want to have to ask for permission to spend time. I didn't want to have to ask for from other people for like jobs and things like that. So, but yeah, like support is big, huge.
And it's funny because when you're usually the mountain and then a bigger mountain falls on you.
Yeah.
How do you handle that?
I'm gonna lie, as a younger, I used to take everything kind of like super personal,
Don Cherry said my condolences.
I appreciate that. And I used to take everything personal, and it seemed like it was the whole world was gonna crash down. How I like get myself to kind of like see the light at the end of the tunnel is like I know that eventually things get better, in a different direction. So even with me being like down like I am right now, I'm not reacting to it how I reacted to it like 4 years ago when I thought everything's about to stop, and ready to give up. Now I'm more like, all right, we've been through other situations. We know it gets better, and now we just got to deal with it. But with the mindset knowing it gets better rather than just I'm ready to give up,
Vocals by Jamel said, we are blessed to be here. Yes, and go ahead, Wiz, don't let me cut you. Well, the two topics that we're gonna talk about today. Shout out to my uncle God, Jazzy Rainey, and definitely God. At some point, I want you to call in because he has levels, because he has a different type of training that deals with trauma, and he's been walking me through certain things, and so has other groups that I've been a part of, and it's crazy because I've always kind of been that type of person to look up affirmations, male mentoring. I've always been kind of in that field and looking for other mentors like Les Brown and stuff, and listening to them. And I got to Les Brown when I was truck driving, and because as a black man, it's easily to be fooled and fall out of motivation and fall into the temptations that you see happening around you, especially when you're trying to go about things the right way. It seems like, and we know about the banana in the tailpipe, so you know what I'm saying, hustling or sneaking and stabbing, scamming is going to come back around. So you try not to do it, but you spend so much time, think you're doing things right, but when you're not seeing the benefits right away, it gets frustrating. It beats you down. It's a wear and tear on the body. So hold on for a second. So here, hold on for a second. So they went upstairs. They went upstairs by accident. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. So the mindset can be easily destroyed. That's what I'm learning through my situation right now. And the two topics that we're going to touch on today: should counseling be a part of the family environment like mentorship is? That's one topic. And the second topic that we're going to deal with, or we might go either way, and we'll let y'all decide. Are men given a safe space to be honest and vulnerable when it comes to relationships? Go ahead, read that, Ron.
Life is like a test for a testimony. Preach your words.
And I had to do that. You know what I mean? I had to do that because playing sports, being a running back, starting a music group, being the oldest of my siblings, I didn't have a lot of people to go to. So I don't know how to reach out to anybody else. So I'm used to dealing with it myself. How about you guys?
Generally, I've always had people I could go to, but I'm having a real hard time of communicating, so I don't, you won't really know an issue. I have an issue until it's so far gone. So we just dealing with it at that time. And that usually gets me in a lot of bad situations from overblown anger and stuff. But generally, like I say, my safest safety net, I would consider my mom my safety net. But like I said, again, I keep things in so much that by the time people actually even figure out what's going on, it's we already passed so much. With
me,
go.
With me is having the village. The village is okay, maybe if it's time I can't be able to speak to my mom. I said I can talk to Big Al. I can talk to you, okay?
Yeah.
You know, saying like this village, just saying because it's an outlet to talk to and reach out. I mean, sometimes you just don't need somebody. You just need somebody just to listen till you can just get it out.
I will say that having this platform has opened my eyes to what we can talk about, what we need to talk about, and the things that's affecting us in our communities and our opportunities. Come right in, El Smooth. Come on, Smooth. King Smooth in the building. We got the panel here now, so we can really get down to business. You know what I'm saying? You can sit right there. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know King Smooth, you better get to know him because everybody up here, you know what I'm saying? Oh, these guys here, don't be fooled by their smiles. These two guys here, lyrically, are savages, number one. You know what I'm saying? Lyrically are savages, but the way they speak and the way they talk, you know what I'm saying, is just exciting. So, you know what I'm saying? So, Smooth, I'm gonna bring you up to speed a little bit. The two topics we're gonna talk about today, should counseling be a part of the family environment like mentorship? That's one of them. And are men given a safe space to be honest and vulnerable in a relationship? And what I was telling everybody else a minute ago, I just went through a situation. I'm still going through. I'm not fully out of my situation. And if y'all see anything pop up, feel free to read it, right? Because I can go on a tangent, all right? That's Miss Muna. She got the fit.
What's up?
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, listen, give us some hearts and some likes out there. How's it go? Was it Bubbles? What Muna give her? Give us some stars, man. If y'all like what we doing up here, give us some stars, man. You know what I'm saying? We trying to be certified, even though we already certified. Look at the company I'm keeping. I'm certified. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm going through a situation where my male mentalness has been challenged. I've been taken down a dark road since losing one of my friends, and it's been hard to bounce back. You know what I mean? I feel like I really lost a part of me, you know what I'm saying? And I've been having trouble sleeping, you know what I'm saying? Music ain't the same no more right now. It's like my taste buds ain't even the same. You know what I mean? My visions ain't the same. Like now it's just I was in black and white. You ever been through a situation like that, Smooth? Yeah. Come on, tell us. Cause we started sharing already. Come on, tell us.
My situation is deep though, cause
let's get deep. That's what we want to do. Behind the enemy lines. This is why we call it behind the enemy lines.
My situation is the first time I was actually heartbroken. You get what I'm saying? So my whole world shifted. I went from viewing world as everything is colorful. I'm smiling at shit that people just crying about. I'm laughing at shit that people are angry about. I'm just moving, and people are just like, where's that energy coming from? And then it gets shattered, and it turns black and white. You go from a kaleidoscope of colors to just straight black and white.
And I didn't, the ride, you know, like I said, you know, male mentorship, and that's why I wanted to have a panel today when I wanted to talk about this. So as I started messing with my topics, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you.
Can I enter,
go ahead, come on,
for a second?
it's
funny because I was watching Drink Champs today, and he had DMC on Drink Champs, and this is his like actual purpose. It's just like the I can, I will, and I will overcome this type of shit, you know. But then it's just like his thing was the person that you find to talk to is the person that just knows you for you. You get what I'm saying? Not the people that you just like fuck with, and you know what I'm saying. You right, like it may be the dude in the corner store that has known you your whole life. You know, he actually knows you. He's seen you when you was a kid, type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Your barber, people that have known you in like growing up phases, and then you hit them with the I gotta tell you something I've never told anybody before. But that's the conversational barrier, though. You get what I'm saying? Like once
conversational barrier. We trademarking that here on Behind the Enemy Lines. You heard Smooth say it first. Don't try to run away with that. Say it again, Smooth. Go ahead.
That's the conversational barrier. You know, you respect the lines of what this person is about to say. There's no jokes involved. And if you are the joking type of person, then you don't joke at that time. And if you do joke, then, you know, my bad. I won't continue the conversation. I'll talk to somebody else. But it's just know that you did me one wrong, then one right.
Say that again, because people seem to miss that. See, there comes a time where you have to be able to separate the two. And I think that's one thing that's always made me like a person that people connect with. Like just now, we was at Burlington, right? And we just online. And this guy is going off on his kids, you know what I'm saying, on the phone. And as soon as he get off the phone, you know what I'm saying, I was like, yo, I feel your pain. And we started having a conversation. And my 13-year-old, she got a segment coming up a minute ago. As we left the store, she was like, why are you always talking to strangers? I don't know what made me say that to him, but I said it. No, not on the side. But I said it. And what happened was while we was online, his day got a little bit better and my day got a little bit better. So he might have left that store ready to whoop some ass. But by the time he left after talking to me, he was calm again. It was relaxed. He got to see some exciting stuff. So being that type of person that can know when somebody needs to hear you and you really listening and giving that feedback, you might not know how important your words is to bringing somebody back from a place where they didn't know they was going to be.
So your energy. So what about your energy?
I got a funny story.
Go ahead, give it to us. This is why I picked this panel, because I wanted literally 4 agents. I'm the youngest. I'm only 21. He like 25. He like 37. And that other guy over there, he's like 90. He's like 90 because he's a Cowboys fan.
About Chucky?
He's like 90.
Chucky's
a newborn. Chucky's a newborn. So I wanted to have different ages to talk about what they feel about these two topics. So go ahead, give your story, and then we're gonna decide what we're gonna start with first.
Yeah, this is a funny ass story though.
Go ahead.
Shout out to fam. This is during the heartbreak stage. I was so heartbroken, walking around like a madman. Right, so I'm walking down the street, and I'm angry because I just got off the phone with chick. And
I remember those days.
Doing just the most to just not understand. So it's like, all right, whatever. And I'm just angry. I'm just in that mode. And I see this nigga, right? And I see everybody, though, right? And I'm just like producing that energy.
That energy.
Everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, you can get it.
I'm trying to walk like I look red.
you probably to some people, you probably did look red. You probably did look red.
So fam walking too, and he on his bullshit too. And we just like bump into each other, right? But like it's on purpose. Like we did it on purpose.
I've been there, done that.
It was like, yo, I'm letting you know right now, I'm ready to go. I'm just telling you before you even start talking all that weirdo shit. And then he was just like, yo, I lost my daughter today. I lost this today. I'm ready to take it all. And I like in my head, I was just like, damn. Like you one up me.
I thought I was on. I thought I was on go time.
No bullshit. So
I
we
thought I
going
was on
back
go
and forth
time.
with like the argument, but the argument is more like, yo, my bad, B. I ain't mean it. And he's like, but we still hype. So it was like, yo, there's a bar right here. You want to get a drink? And he was like, yeah, let's go get a drink.
Look at that.
And then we got a drink, and like everything was cool. But he settled down. I settled down. We went about our way. We became cool. I don't really talk to him to this day, but it didn't go out the way it was supposed to go out in my head.
Yeah.
Probably not in his head either. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the part about mental health that I'm learning right now, because my body's feeling one way, but my mind is feeling another. And when those two are not in cohesiveness, when those two things are not together, we go from regular people to being dangerous objects. I know that, right?
Nah, very dangerous.
Absolutely.
We go from we go from God-fearing, loving people to dangerous objects. And that's why I wanted to have that topic. You know what I'm saying? Should counseling be a part of the family environment like mentorship is?
It already is, though, because as a parent,
now is it? Is it? Is it? Is it? Is it? So y'all want to start with that topic? Yeah. Or you want to start with this one? Sure, yeah. All right, let's start with this one. So finish. You said, go ahead,
please.
Yeah, go ahead. It already is. Go ahead.
Am I trying to be a parent? It already is. You get what I'm saying? Like I try to not counsel my daughter, but take the counseling approach of understanding this human being. Like she's not me. I'm not her. I'm not trying to make her be me. Even though, like she's a girl and I'm a boy, whatever. But I'm still not trying to make her be me. You get what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna front. I was trying to make my daughters be me. I had them running football drills. They used to be able to line up in the I formation. You know what I'm saying? Like Talika and Dajnik was the fullback. Talika was the scat back. You know what I'm saying? I never did it with my third daughter though, because they such an age apart. But my wife can tell you that.
I'm wearing a little bit. She's still wearing like wild sweatsuits and dinosaurs is all over the crib and all that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you want
chop it.
About like counseling. Is there any counseling for the parents as well?
That we're gonna get to that too. Do you feel it need to be counseling for the parents?
I think everybody involved, especially as like time gets on, because like even if like a kid is like, so I'm a kid today, but 15 years later I'm gonna have my own voice and my opinion. So counseling for both sides, because now you got to deal with me speaking my opinion now, as opposed to just listening to everything.
But you know what?
Yeah, can I add to some of that?
Sure.
One thing that we gotta be mindful of is that
everybody says that. Yo, that's G-O-D on the line, B. That's G-O-D on the line. Don't worry, you're not the only one that get that experience. When you come only behind the enemy lines, now you can get that feel down. Come on down here.
Absolutely. But there has never been a book on parenting, right? So with that being said, each parent usually hits the ground running with what they know as they were raised. And a lot of times based on the generation that you was raised in, okay, things have been totally different. So if we go back to the 50s and try to raise a child today the way they did back in the 50s, those children would be lost. They would be lost and they wouldn't get it, because the dialogue, the vocation of how we raise them and what we give them was totally different. Now, what I do agree upon when raising someone and having that time with them is that your moral value, your principles, okay, and your understanding has to have some type of integrity to it.
Yeah.
Because if not, then your child is never gonna respect you, or at least adhere to anything that you're trying to train them up in.
Fact. And that's the word for Big Al. You know what I mean? Shout out to Al for making sure Al Access Radio is here. You know what I'm saying? And giving us this platform so we can do things.
But Jay, let me say something.
Go ahead.
As like I say, like through my father's eyes, us parents vision what we want our kids to be rather than accept them for what they want to do. Because we have this push. Everybody wants, cannot say they want their child to be a doctor or a lawyer or go to college and all that. But sometimes that route is not for them. And that's what, as a parent, we have to accept that.
I think as a parent,
you just give them, just teach them the foundations of what your passion is. That's all.
So to piggyback off Al, right?
Yeah.
And what you were saying, to just combine the two, like it does exist. It just has been stripped away from like the black community. Because if you look into other cultures, they do have systematic parenting, like actual like syllabuses and shit like that. You get what I'm saying? Like you hear them say, "Oh no, my father, my mother, my father, my." You hear it, and the black culture has been stripped away for, and it's just like if you read the Willie Lynch letter, you'll understand it. I don't want to go into that.
No, go ahead. This is if it helps to support what you're talking about.
They just read the letter.
Yeah, no, I remember reading the letter a while back, but I'm just saying if you need to go into something to really and read that for me in a minute.
No, I got it.
But if you really need to go on something, because there might be a lot of people that don't even know what Willie Lynch is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'd be surprised, but don't be surprised. You know what I mean? So if you need to go into something to get your point across, you go into it, because that's, like I said, that's what this show is about. You know what I'm saying? Because when you talk about parenting, and I don't want to get on too much of the parenting, we'll talk about that another time, because I think parents try to make sure that their kids wasn't in the worst situations as they were. And sometimes that derails them and does them backwards. So it is.
What parents?
I'm just talking about me for right now. I'm just talking about me for right now.
Exist in this like realm. It doesn't exist anywhere else, because these other people are like trained in a sense, like they have the knowledge to already set. Like, I'm not even thinking about my kid. I'm thinking about my kids. My kid is already fine. I'm like, they're what? Move them aside. Go do what you gotta go do. Go be the best you can be. But these are your fucking options. We don't get that.
Oh, I agree. So you're gonna read that out? You said?
Yeah. In a crisis situation, men are not used to being comrades. We usually retreat and resolve first. Women usually cluster, so they get faster results for their situation.
How do y'all feel about that? We start with you, Wiz, and come on down.
That is true.
Huh?
That is true.
Why is it true?
Because we'll say like
in a crisis situation, men are used to being comrades.
Are not
used to being comrades in a crisis situation.
But sometimes I'm just saying.
Well, I definitely know as far as black, yeah, but see, they're different. They're different. And I'm not. We're gonna feel. We all talking at the same time. We're talking at the same time. But what I'm trying to say is, I can see where he's coming from, not just because he's my uncle. See, when we talk about firefighters, military, police department, they're trained during the crisis situation to come together. When you're just a regular Joe, now we got to think about this and talk about this as regular Joes. When you're going through something as a man, how many other people do you run to, really?
Us sometimes men.
None.
They do car therapy.
Come on, y'all got. Come on, yeah.
I think crisis is the wrong word, because we don't look at it as a crisis.
Stress. But it is a crisis.
What about stress?
So
stress is better.
I don't know, but when I read that, I didn't think about it the way we in the context of what the conversation was. I took it as like a crisis, like somebody's dying, something like me.
But listen,
crisis.
No, that's still a crisis. Whether you think it or not.
Let me do this. Let me do this.
Go ahead.
It could be a crisis in the sense that a man is struggling to provide for his family.
That's a crisis. Exactly.
That's a crisis.
That's a crisis.
And see, we don't come together and say, "Yo, brother, you having an issue with that? Yo, I know a place where you could go get the training so that you can get this type of job so that you can provide for your family." A lot of times we don't just come straight with that. It's after somebody the dark side,
the real
and
dark
then
side.
on another spectrum, then it's like, "Oh man, I didn't know. Maybe we could find some resources for you."
Yeah.
And see, and that's
okay.
And you make sure y'all jump in, because this is talk now. You know what I'm saying? So we're not gonna seem like we talking over each other. Once y'all start speaking, I'll usually back off, because usually people say something and it gives me a point right then and there. And the point of what Al is saying and what we trying to say, we need to start, and that's why I wanted different age groups here.
Yeah,
we need to start
cluster and like figure shit out. They cluster and add more problems.
Well, the ladies is on. The ladies is on. Hold on. Y'all be careful when y'all say ladies, right? Listen, I got my back. I ain't scared to say it. But ladies, y'all let us know if he's right or not. Do y'all cluster and y'all just give more problems, or do y'all cluster to work it out? See, but the funny thing is
negative energy when y'all get together about problems.
Yeah, but it might be an aura of negative energy. But it's a unified aura of negative energy.
Yeah, but then I feel like that's still
girls,
bad.
though, like for guys, I feel like the spectrum is like
because we're judged differently, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
we
right.
are going through a crisis. It's like we was trained since like birth, like we supposed to be like a certain way.
The ego
It's
trip.
tough.
Mhm.
Yeah, that type of, we're not supposed to be crying and things like that. You just always seen it from everywhere, you know.
Mhm.
And that's how we brought up. Like, you can't show weakness.
Yeah, and that's why I worded the way I worded this just now, because see, mentorship was kind of silently taken out of the Black community, right, for a long time. And people only thought you needed mentors when you was like a super athlete or a scholar, because you need someone to get you to the next level. What I come to find out, mentorship is a way of life. You should have a mentor throughout your whole life. Someone you can go to, someone that's going to help you remember your goals, someone that's going to help you get to the next one. Smooth, you can read that for me?
No. Some women are there to work it out.
All right,
Smooth, with exceptions to the rules.
Who, wait, what? Yeah, some of them. But you know the it's like the 2 out of the 3.
2 out of the 3.
So it's 5 of them.
5 of them.
The 2 out of the 3 is
2
there
out
to
of
work
3.
it out.
Uh-huh.
The 3 is like, shut up. You don't even have a boyfriend. So they don't even count half the time. But they be right though.
Yo, Wiz, don't you be flipping off. Yo, he always trying to get the corner seat so he can run from the heat. Stop running from the heat. We're gonna deal with this.
But they get jumped.
But let me just say
Jumped.
something.
So I agree, but it don't work. They get jumped.
Okay.
You say what you're saying, so you read next.
So I want to say this: if you watch the TV shows as Good Times, The Jefferson, the Black Male Role, the black role models, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you watch Cosby Show.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying as
and lock my man Bill up.
Yeah, compared to like
what you got now,
Brady Bunch. And how they was and how they had their kids, it's totally different.
Totally different.
Like George Jefferson was hard on Leon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying Cosby was hard on his son.
Well, because they knew that we were still fighting a way tougher battle.
And not only that, Jefferson's what's his name was hard on Michael.
When you say hard, right? Pause.
There's no this. Well, we gonna get that out the window.
Second,
smooth. Stop your shit before you even stop your shit. This is a grown man conversation. There's no pauses. There's no timeouts. You just say what you want to say. All right.
It just automatically.
I know, but we're gonna help you. We'll help you stop that.
I'm programmed.
We're gonna unprogram you just for this show.
I can't get unprogrammed.
Yes, you can. We did it with Wiz.
I tried it before.
Go ahead. Don't worry. I'm gonna work on y'all.
I just be like, pause.
No, don't worry about it. It's a Harlem thing. We're gonna work it out, y'all.
But yo,
go ahead.
What you mean is strict in the verse in the world of conversations, because we've never seen them beat their children.
No, exactly.
We've seen them converse with their children and educate them and tell them these things and watch them either apply it or not apply it and watch the consequences and then come back with more conversations and educations and then discipline.
Wrong. Read that wrong.
Chrissy Mona, it depends on the woman and where they are within the crisis or healing stage. Not all women get together and talk negative. Most women uplift each other.
If we got more quotes, we'll read them first. Let's read these first. Let's read this first. Family counseling. You don't have to beat your children to be a strict parent. I agree with that too. No, but before we go too far,
let me just say one thing.
Go ahead.
That was a video way before that T.I. and his son, because he wanted to be homeschooled, and he started crying. And the ladies were coddling. He said, "You can't coddle him."
I seen that,
and that's what I'm just saying. Is like that's what happens when the males try to push the kids to let them know life is rough. Whatever you do, you stay to it. Don't give up. You know what I'm saying? Don't show weakness, which is not wrong, but it's just showing you that sometimes times is hard. You just have to keep going, pushing.
To add to what you're saying, if you guys actually watch that video with the context of learning something, when T.I. starts talking, all the women stop speaking.
Yeah.
They respect his voice.
Yep. Right. It's not a competition.
It's not a competition.
And that's one.
And he's talking to his son, and he's delivering actual information and discipline to his son, and he's telling these women that this is not going to work the way that you've been doing it, and here's the example.
Right. So again, that's what we call the male figure being in his position and covering the family.
And that's what you got to do.
The problem is a lot of times these new women don't respect that level of upbringing and
New
discipline. You know what I mean?
Not real. That's real.
Again,
New women, you heard
I
it
have
here.
to say new
We
women
ain't running.
because-
We ain't running. We stand on business. We standing on business.
because it's not
Y'all
for
got
all women.
masks?
Because some women who really respect that and they give the man the place to do what he needs to do.
Yeah. And you need that. And before we get too far and turn this into parenting, because right now I want to keep this focus on men,
Amen,
grown, young, up and coming, because the lessons of parenting, yes, there are different ways that you can learn to parent. And like Al already touched on before, most of the time, and I'm guilty of it. Anybody that's a parent is guilty of it. You do what you see was done to you first, because that's the only thing you know until you get into other environments. So you got to be a little bit lenient on yourself and forgive yourself if you did do certain things wrong in the beginning because you just didn't know.
I remember me and my cousins came together, and these are just like all males, and we was just like, yo, oh bullshit. If y'all ever treat y'all kids the way our dads treated us, we will fuck y'all up. We just gonna jump you individually, because like we've grown up together and we've seen it and we've understood it, and nobody wants to be treated like that in no environment, no matter how many jokes we've made on each other, and we all fake agreed. And it was just like, yeah. And honestly, I can honestly say they've been great parents in their own rights. You know, their kids go to school, they're educated, they're not like filthy children or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that there is a realm, which is what you're trying to create, where we need to be talking to each other about the things that are more important, like actually knowing history, actually knowing language, actually knowing self. So these are yes, that realm does need to be more
tapped into
so it can be expanded,
and so we can be able to deal with crisis at all types of levels. Because see, when she said, the women under 30, unless they were given that strong upbringing,
right?
She got like categories.
You know, at the end of the day, when I said should counseling be a part of, and we're gonna get to that when we get to the second topic, because that's when we talk about creating that safe space for us to be honorable, honest, and vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? But in this first topic, should counseling be a part of the family environment? See, Smooth, you said it already is. But for me, counseling wasn't a part of the family dynamic. None of us went to counseling unless we were, quote unquote, something was wrong with us. But as I'm going through my situation right now, I was never borderline. I was fine. I was XYZ. A traumatic situation spent me. You understand what I'm saying? And if I wasn't already somewhat coached up that speaking to people is okay, reaching out for help is okay, I wouldn't be sitting in this seat right now.
Who coached you up for that?
For some reason, even when I was listening to Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, you know, Les Brown. No, it wasn't my family environment. No, because my mom's wasn't there, my pops wasn't there, my step pops wasn't what I wanted it to be. So me and my siblings were raised in different environments. We'll get to that story later on.
But your family is who you call it.
No. See, I was the oldest.
Okay.
So there wasn't no one to go to. My uncles and aunts, they would live in their own life. That's why I'm just put it like that. So there's the point where I'm kind of glad that I didn't have the technology that we had now, because I would have been all over the place. I've been all over the place. But reading, you know what I'm saying? Being in certain environments, a lot of group home environments, working as an adult with disabilities. That's who I work with. You know, certain things, being on a football team, being around structure saved my life. You know what I mean? So whether it was the coaches, listening to, like I said, Martin Luther King speeches, Malcolm X speeches, and that turned then later on to Les Brown and different motivational speakers. So I kind of grasped on a lot of those people to help me grow into knowing that it's okay. Because how I was really raised up, my first tag name was the Punisher. You know what I'm saying? Like, all I knew was violence. I grew into the gatekeeper. The gatekeeper is someone that's special, that understands life, that wants to see the future. There was a part of me that was so angry that all I knew how to do was fight. You know what I'm saying? Like somebody stepped on your shoe. Everything we fought for was violent.
Now, Can I tap into what you said?
Yeah, let's tap into it.
So you said, damn, did I lose my point? No. You said you got showed structure.
Yeah.
Right? Now, as a black man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we've showed the European structures.
Right.
We weren't savages.
Mm-hmm.
They were.
Mm-hmm.
So to pin that on you as I was a savage, then I became structured. It's more like you got thrown into an environment where they expected you to be this person, and you luckily tapped into yourself.
Luckily.
And that's what you're saying. We need more of that. You need to tap into yourself, because like you get more money being a structured individual than a violent savage. You get more out of life. A structured individual
come on, get it in.
Than a violent savage. However, you need to be capable of being a violent savage.
Sometimes
you need to have those capabilities, or you just a weak man.
Yeah, right. And so I understand it is understanding how and when to use what people would call that negative sense in you, or that spirit in you that will raise up against something and put hurt on them. Right. Let me share something with you fellas, right? My condolences to you, Rome, and Gatekeeper as well.
Appreciate you.
Thanksgiving Day, I lost my uncle, right? This uncle was the uncle who really looked out for me when I was a young father and husband growing up, coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he would make sure I had money in my pocket, talk to me about things about how I should run my household, right? Because this is something that I never got. I'm already, 23 going on 24, right? But he laid the foundation on what family should look like to me at that time and what I should be doing to make sure that my family's covered, right? And also to make sure that I'm taking care of myself, right? Now, here's the thing for me right now, and it's been a stressful week for me because his service is Monday. I've been tagged to go to jury duty on Monday, federal jury duty, and I tried to get out of it, and I can't get out of it. So that means that I can't go to my uncle's service. And part of me, that anger wants to rise up in me.
Mm-hmm.
But then the God in me is like, son, sit still and just pray on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I didn't have that in me, ain't no telling what I would be like today. You understand?
Yeah, that's a fact. Oh, we got a caller. Caller, welcome. You're live on Behind the Enemy Live with Gatekeeper. We got Rome 30. And, we got Smooth in the building. And WIZZ, talk to us. Hello?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Who's this?
This is Uncle Guy.
Oh, what's going on, Uncle Guy? How you feeling? You had to come on. Give us what you got, Uncle Guy.
Pause. It's all good. I just wanted to clarify. I think y'all kind of went a little further than when I talked about men and women, how men retreat and resolve, and women kind of cluster. But I want to actually talk about. Let me clear that first, okay? What I mean by that, men they struggle with becoming comrades in times of crisis, is because men are always taught to man up, and you gotta solve your own problems. So when I say we retreat and resolve, that's what we do. We take upon whatever the situation is and say, okay, I need to fix this. I need to fix this. I need to fix this. So it's hard for us to reach out for another person. It's just like you were saying, Tyrone, when you was going through what you was going through, you had no one to go to. I was right here the whole time. But because you're always told, I got to fix this, sometimes we don't see who's right there to help you. Women, on the other hand, will get together and cluster right away. Okay? They're in a situation. It's just that the same thing as, say, a heartbreak. Keisha's heart is broken. Malik just broke Keisha's heart. All right. So now she done called Shaniqua, and she done called Lizzie, and she done called Joan, and they all gonna get together. One gonna bring the wine, one gonna bring the cheese, other one gonna bring the ice cream. They gonna
Right.
talk about no good Malik. You know what I'm saying? And so that no good Malik and such and such and such and such.
Crisis management.
They start out all negative, but I guarantee you, at the end of that day, each one of those women gonna have something that's gonna give Keisha some kind of ammunition that she can use through her heartbreak, because each one of them had experienced some type of heartbreak themselves. So when that energy comes together, we always know the meeting of the minds. Okay, there's a saying: 2 heads are better than one. Now, if you got 4 or 5, it's gonna be even greater. That's how women know how to do that. Men, we always want to be alpha or some type of alpha male. I gotta solve my own problems. I gotta conquer that mountain. You know what I'm saying? I gotta conquer the mountain Kilimanjaro or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? We always want to do that. But what happens is that we gotta understand our 2 heads are better than one. Our energy helps each other. It lifts each other up. But if you're brought up on this macho man thing, macho man will leave you all alone. Okay. Now, who do we have? We have nothing, but our preacher is going to tell us, look to Jesus, or our email is going to look to Allah and all those things. And if your situation at hand, you don't see a light at the end of that tunnel, you're not looking for that. You know what I'm saying? You say, I got to do that. I got to be Superman. Black men especially are always told that they got to wear a Superman cape, and they can never be Clark Kent. We see white men being Clark Kent every day, okay? And it's okay. But black men, it's not okay for you to be Clark Kent ever. You have to always be Superman. And if you're not Superman, okay, because kryptonite is going to always be thrown at you, okay? And if you're not Superman, you're no man. That's what we're taught. So we think that we have to solve our own problems, okay? On the other hand, I don't mean to skip, but as we were talking about parenting, all right? And Al, there are plenty of books on parenting. I know what you mean when you say there aren't books that actually teach you the step by step, but there are plenty of books on parenting. One of my greatest, my professor, Dr. Cleos Madonis, you could get any one of her books. She's one of the greatest child psychologists in the world. Okay, she got plenty of books. Parents, if you haven't read any of Dr. Chloe Madonis' books, please get it. It will help you tremendously.
She black?
All right. But that's just my take.
Uncle Guy, is she black?
Is she black?
No, she's a white woman. She's a white woman.
Negative.
My professor's a white woman.
We skip on her. Shout out to her, but we skip on her. Shout out to her, but we skip on her.
There are plenty of black psychologists also that you can learn from, especially child psychologists. That are great. There's a number of them. You know what I'm saying?
That's the counseling, right? Get back into community. We got to counsel our own people type of shit.
Yeah. All right, well, Uncle Guy, we want to thank you for the call. Please continue to stay tuned in, and we're going to get to some more information. We appreciate you. Prissy Moona said he hit it right on the nail. You got that one? Who want to pick that one? I don't want to do all the reading.
That's a lot of it.
Go ahead.
I got it. When you lose someone, you lose someone that was there for you through your ins and outs, you tend to lose your emotions and feelings of what to do. Sometimes you have to let the next positive person that's by outside in to help with your healing. You can't always fix things alone.
Yeah, and I agree with that. But like I said, before we go too far, because like I said, this is we went a lot far.
This is counseling,
this is counseling. But this is I want to get to another part of this though, is where I feel like it needs to be started younger. And if for you, Smooth, you're already doing it with your kid, that's great. And I want other families to know that it's okay to do that. And there's steps to doing this, and there are reasons behind doing it, besides you thinking that your kid is off the spectrum and all that other crazy stuff. These things that I read in Good RX Health, it was I think a 2003 study. It gave 6 reasons to seek therapy, even if you don't have a mental illness. And we're gonna bring up a couple of those, and we're gonna read them, and I want to see what y'all think about them. So we're gonna go with that one first, Al. The 6 reasons why you should get therapy, even if you don't need help. Let's go with number 1.
This is the conversation.
Why?
Oh, Gate, you're gonna have to. I meant to tell you, you have to go with that because I wasn't able to download those.
Oh, okay, cool. So you know what? I got it right here. So give me 1 second. I apologize. So the first one was
I'll give you 2 though if you don't got the list right now.
No, I got the list. The first one is to help, and it's the number one on their list is what I'm going through right now, to help process a stressful event. See, a lot of times we don't know when we're going to run into stress.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And what's going to push us over. So imagine if you was being groomed from 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way to what we are right now. It doesn't mean that, you know, you're going to be perfect. You know what I'm saying? But it should help you a little bit better. What y'all think about that?
Definitely. I remember the first time I got therapy, I was in college. They had put me in it.
I think I was the same time I did. Yeah. I think I was some stupid study of Sigmund Freud that they put me in.
Yeah,
that's not stupid.
No, I'm not stupid like that. No, I don't mean stupid like that. But when you're a freshman and they grab you for something and they like just sign up, you'll like it. So when I say stupid, like I didn't think it was gonna be as beneficial as it was. That's what I meant by it. My fault.
Because my whole thing, I was like, well, you don't know. You know, it's like you don't know me. But what it took for me was, it was like I got to anything that was bothering me, I got to just say out loud.
You got that one smooth after this? Go say what you're saying.
Yeah, I got to say it out loud, and when I got to say it out loud, I noticed it wasn't as bad or as crazy as I thought it was in my head. Like once I said it to somebody else, and I'm like, oh shit, in my head, I felt like the world's about to stop turning.
Right.
I said it out loud, I could see, all right, it's not as crazy. I could be a little talked off the edge a little.
All right, so it basically says well, I don't read it.
Basically,
counseling in Black community from a young age mean that you have a problem instead of uplifting
that's true too.
The situation.
And that's why I'm attacking this the way I am. And shout out to Mr. Richardson.
You do have a problem, motherfucker.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Solve. So you need to go find some uplifting.
I don't agree with that. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that?
Because even after I got over my stress.
Shout out to my boy Manny that left that quote. You know what I'm saying? He's a DJ. We're gonna have him come up here and spin more dates for us too. But go ahead.
Even after I like got past my situation, I still found it valuable to continue talking like every week or so.
Past your problem?
Yeah, once I got past my problem, I was like, all right, I wasn't thinking about it the same way, but now
you know, this is why I wanted to cancel people, because it's guys like this that make you think that there's something wrong with you talking to somebody.
You know,
it's
that's
not.
The point of therapy. You realize that it is a problem. That's why I agree.
No, but it's not. But it's not. See, the most people.
But you have to get it out.
But what you and what Smooth says is key. That's why I said. See, that's why I said you gotta listen and catch what people saying. Then you gotta bring it back and make sure you understand what they're saying. See, we all have problems all the time. So if you act like you don't have a problem, then this is gonna make that mountain bigger on your back. And that's what's happening to the Black community. We're acting like we don't have problems. So you don't need to just go to counseling because you like, there's a reason why this boy's attacking somebody in the classroom.
Yeah.
But nobody's looking into that. It's not always ADD, AHD, and ABC. It's not always that. Sometimes you just need someone to talk to. You need someone that's gonna make you feel like you're on the same level. You have to identify the problem before you can then identify the situation. That's what therapy does. That's what therapy does. You don't gotta be a nut job.
I got this line, right?
What?
It says, I don't know pain, drink champagne. I'm a mess. You understand?
But you do know pain. That's why you're drinking champagne. And you're really not a mess. See, music. See, I'm a rapper too. I'm a rapper. You see, I'll be writing all the time. I'm a rapper. Get it, don't back. Get it. Come on, man. Entendre,
but you gotta accept the fact that there is something wrong. And
but it's not something wrong to where you should be hiding it. Because see, when you say something's wrong, people tend to take it in.
Look up the definition of the words you're using, because you're using English and you should know these words. You should stop taking things so emotionally, and that's the.
We gotta learn to stop taking things, and that's another part of learning. That's another part of learning. See, there's certain people.
Wrong? It's not a negative word. It's a word in the dictionary.
But for 98% of people, y'all online, y'all let us know when y'all hear the word. When y'all hear the word wrong, do y'all just think something negative, or is it just me?
That's true.
Most people do.
And that's what I'm saying. When you have those triggers, most people, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, you Superman and Clark Kent. You know how to flip them both. You know what I'm saying? I was listening when your uncle was talking. It's like the same nigga. I was listening. I hear you. You know what I'm saying? So some people know how to manage both Clark Kent and Superman. But then you have most people that don't. They only know how to be Superman. So when I was talking the other day, in one of these book clubs that I'm part of, right? I said when I was coming up, and I always pick an action person to be. I picked Superman, He-Man, Batman. A nigga never picked the Green Lantern, right? Why nobody never picked the Green Lantern? But if you think about the Green Lantern's power, how important he is, because it's about courage and your imagination. You understand what I'm saying? The courage to face whatever you need to face. See, when we start losing our courage, we start losing our way.
Can I tap into?
Come on, let's tap in.
Because look, right?
And read that next, Ron.
Here's the therapy can help you balance your mental state and give you the tools to overcome your anxiety and stress. You are correct.
Ooh.
Now, to tap into what you were saying, people keep doing the Superman Clark Kent thing, and it bugs me because do you know how powerful Superman is?
Yeah.
Without
Clark Kent,
he'd be a super villain. He would destroy Earth. That's what he was sent here for, to destroy Earth. Without Clark Kent, he wouldn't have the confidence, the courage to love these human beings that he gives zero fucks about.
But see, now
that's
see,
Superman.
Now most people, most people,
person. You can't be one without the other.
Now most people won't get what I just got when you said that. You know what I got when you said that? The word balance came to my mind.
Yes,
that's what we're struggling for. But that's what this is what I'm talking about.
Super villain.
But this is what I'm talking about.
The Boys. You ever seen that shit? The Boys.
Yeah, I think so.
The nigga with the laser eyes.
You have to identify I think we read this one out. You have to identify the solution. I think we read that one. But that's what this whole thing about going to counseling. You know what I'm saying, at early ages, and having parents that subject you to that. If I'm not a parent that knows that counseling is good, like I got some parents that are around me, you know what I'm saying, and I try to pull them to the side, but we got a lot of pride going on. But the way they talk to their kids and deal with their kids ain't right. We know that. You understand what I'm saying? And they attack these kids, and these kids now are damaged. They're gonna grow up damaged, and they're gonna damage other people. And then we get into the hurt people.
Yeah,
that kid needs counseling right there. That right then and there. You know what I'm saying? But they probably won't see counseling until now they're an adolescent tearing up shit in a prison system somewhere.
That's where they get.
And I feel like we have to get ahead of it. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because now it's negative because your program, your PO is making you do this now. 99% of the people that I'm around, they learn how to play chess in jail. They learn how to go to counseling in jail. Me, I didn't. I learned how to play chess just because my brother came home and beat me one day. I said, "Oh shit, I gotta find out how to play this game." And when it came to counseling, I had to learn to accept a stranger, talking to a stranger. How y'all feel about talking to a stranger? So a lot of people don't like that.
So before you transition to that, let me say this, right? A lot of us, especially me, when I was growing up in the early 60s to the 70s, a lot of brothers that I know, right? 95. Oh, you funny. But a lot of the brothers that I grew up with, their fathers wasn't in their life, right? And for a lot of us, especially me, it made me angry with the world, especially when I saw another brother who father was home with him every day, coming to pick him up in those fancy cars and take him shopping and buy suits and so forth and so on. Yeah, right. So the thing is, when do we allow someone to mentor us or give us that counseling when we're so angry that we can't see past the situation?
I'm gonna start with you, Rome, and then you, and then Wiz, and then we're gonna cut to a video because TYKAJA's takes is coming up at 6:15. So Rome, but I'll attack that.
How do we allow somebody to? I think it just depends on like vibes. Like not everybody can come and be your mentor. You know what I'm saying? Like it kind of goes to your preference. At least for me, you know, like I have certain people that it's like I have some people like come and try, but it's just like we just hit vibes. So I was like, it was never gonna work. It's like I'm just not gonna connect with you the way I could connect with somebody else. So I guess it just however you get to learn the person that you're trying to mentor, if you really seeking for help, and that maybe that'll help them open up. You know, sometimes when people are, like I know I've seen like kids was like I like to tease little kids, right? But I'm trying to like change because you know it gets them upset. I'm like, I got a little niece now. Yeah, but they get me upset. So I try to go back at them. My niece
only on behind the enemy lines, ladies and gentlemen.
So I try to chill. So now I'm like, all right, instead of me just trying to go in that way, you know, I'll do something different. And then they usually respond to me in a better way. So like now they're not even like scared to even be weird around me, you know. So I just try to like get to know people before I even try to even give you advice or anything. I try to like know who you are first, and then hopefully that'll help you open up to me.
If trauma is normalized, how would you even know you have a problem? It's like you see your moms and pops argue all day. However, that doesn't go on in every relationship. Go ahead, Smooth. You take that one.
I was like, they just contradicted themselves.
Well, tell us. Give
They
it.
just said if something was normalized, but you view something outside, then you have options. You can pick you can pick this or you can pick that. That's just it.
But see, that's why I said that there's.
Options.
But that's why I made the comment that there's no book. Yeah, there's books written, but we aren't trained or taught at early ages that this is something that don't happen all the time.
Yeah,
because in our neighborhoods we see it all the time.
We see it, and that's what makes it normal, but it's not normal. See, I was lucky, you know, that I was able to travel and go different places and mix and mingle with all races. You understand what I'm saying? So people, I used to even bring people home. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I didn't want to. I was forced to. At first, I was forced to. Like I said, I don't want to just make it all about me, because my initial goal is to make people understand that at every age level, this is effective to have counseling, and that there
was an overriding force that made you see this is what's good for you.
I wouldn't say an overriding force. I was just tired of, when I got arrested my last time, that last strip cough squat wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? So that what everybody was promoting at that time, like, yo, this was the wave. This was how you're supposed to get it done. If you want to be labeled as this guy in this community, this is what you had to do. So I was following that path because that's usually what we do. Who we hung out with was what we did.
What you mean you was forced?
You know what I'm saying?
You was forced.
No, I wouldn't.
The trips. That's what you got me.
No, because I was in a program. I'm just saying I was in a program, and I was doing well in the program, so I got picked to go on the trip.
Overriding force.
You know what I'm saying? You can say an overriding force, but I could have also been a negative Nancy, like some of the other guys was like, you're a cornball if you go on that trip. Don't go on that trip. So that trip took me across seas to Mexico. You know, so I got to see the Oaxaca mountains. I got to be in the Aztec mountains at 16 years old. You know what I'm saying? I got that opened my eyes to, hold on. I'm mad that I got to take out the garbage. They got to compost their ground for 7 years ahead of time. I got to see an actual black river. Like, hold on, y'all can't drink the water. I came back with parasites. You know what I'm saying? Like, a whole nother world opened my eyes and made me appreciate it. There was only one other thing that was a moving force, like you talking about. My first daughter, when she was born, made me want to stop what I was doing and turn the corners. Let me read this. Childhood trauma often shapes who you will become. I guess that we meant to say. By addressing your early childhood traumas and learning from it, you can improve your mental well-being and build a strong relationship with yourself. And that is the goal. So we're gonna get back to this. We're not gonna hold your thought. Can you remember it, or you gonna need it now?
Nah, I just the guy.
You sure?
It don't matter.
It does matter. It always matter. That's why I brought y'all up here. I love y'all work.
But just to answer his question, the Sky God dude. To answer his question,
he said the Sky God dude.
Basically, it only happens when you have that overriding force of positivity. Like someone has to care enough about you to actually say, no, fuck you and shut up. Listen to what I'm saying, but not really say fuck you.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's just like, but listen to what I'm saying. And this is what this is. This is how that is. And then it clicks in you. But that person has to want to do it. So it doesn't really.
How can you want?
It doesn't come to you. It just comes to you. You have to be in the right place at the right time, type of thing. You get what I'm saying? It's just.
But you see how Rome said a minute ago?
People have to exist on this earth, and it's a balance to all of it. So it's not gonna come to everybody, and that's very sad.
Yeah,
it is the truth.
But I feel we can change, especially in our community. We can change the amount of people it does come to. Because now I have a 13-year-old, and my 13-year-old is ruled too much by freedom and TV. No, because they go watch these shows on their phones that you don't even know that they're watching, and they putting this stuff in them, and then you have a conversation with them. Because like my kids, I'm able to have conversations with them, even though they don't like to hear me talk a lot, because I like to talk facts. They like to talk possibilities. And we gonna get to that another time. But like Rome said, you know, if it's a vibe thing, you might not pick up the vibe. But if everybody is I don't want to say force, because like I said, when you get locked up, you already know how it goes. If you don't program, you get in trouble. So you kind of forced to do counseling. You kind of forced to do work. The same job that you don't, but the same force that
makes you be a good person.
Right. But I want to do it outside of the jail. And I feel we can get a head start on that.
Yeah,
all right. So Al, we're going to go to this video and we're going to pull in TYKAJA for TYKAJA's takes. We're late. We're behind.
Who, TYKAJA?
Yeah, my daughter. She has a segment.
I thought you said TYKAJA.
Yeah, TYKAJA's takes. That's when we bring in the youth. You know what I'm saying? And we let them talk about what they want to talk about, and you know, and see what they want. Oh, when we play this video.
I die first and he don't die first, Lord forgive me for my sins. And if I cry first and he don't cry first, Lord forgive me for my sins. If I die first and he don't die first, Lord forgive me for my sins. And if I cry first and he don't cry first, Lord forgive me for my sins.
I'm dead nice, but no potent feeling my life. When the bar tight, they break down, believe in Christ. I'm dead nice, but no potent feeling my life. When the bar tight, they break down, believe in Christ. So reflect back to a time when they was living that life. I'm setting the bar, double shots, light in the dark. My competitors probably won't make it this far. I'm running the label, putting best deal on the table. Time travel like cable, break bread when I'm able. I give you my heart, 4 parts, let it go dark. Education, real soul. Let you know I got smarts. If it's easy in the game, then it's hard in real life. You married to the game, but no rings, just all life. Every bar shit hard, you know it's the bomb. I like to reach niggas without moving my arms. The light will dawn. Man, this cloth is gone. These rookies got the print all wrong. Yeah, he gave you a verse, but I gave you the hope for tomorrow. Let's go.
If I die first and he don't die first, Lord forgive me for my sins. And if I cry first and he don't cry first, Lord forgive me for my sins. If I die first and he don't die first, Lord forgive me for my sins. And if I cry first and he don't cry first, Lord forgive me for my sins.
I'm down to make moves, we breaking these fake dudes who's ready to break rules, causing some bad news. Help ain't on the way, gatekeeper, AK, spraying out some shots that's hitting in every way. If I die, it's on, your body is still gone. Lord forgive me for everything I'm on. This song is too strong, my fire's my firstborn, my second one's a storm, my third follows the form, my fourth will grip the cone, my last will hit the dome. It's on us, my nigga, please, we in the zone. Better green, we off it, best play with caution. We play with orphans, all maggots and coffins. How you wanna die? Do you live or cry? Look up in the sky and just reply. How you wanna die? Do you live or cry? Look up in the sky and just reply.
If I die first and he don't die first, Lord forgive me for my sins. And if I cry first and he don't cry first, Lord forgive me for my sins. If I die first and he don't die first, Lord forgive me for my sins. And if I cry first and he don't cry first, Lord forgive me for my sins.
Mercedes money.
What up?
All right, what up? Welcome back, y'all. That was some hits from BetterGreenEntertainment.com. Make sure y'all go check that out. My left to right. You already know what it is. That's Rome 30. Say what up, Rome.
What's going on?
TYKAJA's takes is in the building. You know, we got Smooth, man. He just too smooth. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is. And then we got WIZZ, man. WIZZ, them Cowboys, man. I can't stand them, but it is what it is. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is TYKAJA's takes. This is where we bring on the youth. And we get the topics and hear what they want to say. And she get to tell us what's going on, all right? So go ahead, TYKAJA.
Hi, my name is TYKAJA.
Oh no. This is your segment. Speak up. Let's go.
They had the full track. They got me leaning too. So
Hi, my name is TYKAJA.
What's going on, TYKAJA? So, how is school going?
Good.
That's good. And what have we learned since the last show?
That math class is boring and that you don't need it. You don't need it, honestly.
What?
No, you don't need
You don't need after a certain point. I think after like 10th grade, you pretty much good on math.
What?
Rest of life. Because what you gonna need? After 10th grade, what you need math? They was teaching me logs, all types of stuff. They were teaching me like scientific math at a certain point. I'm like, bro, I'm never building a spaceship. I'm just counting money. Nah, but I'm not building it. I knew I didn't want to be a scientist. Like after 6th grade, I knew it already. So
bottom line is you need math.
Yeah.
That's just bottom line.
Because a lot of people feel
Yes. So, TYKAJA, what is your fashion tip?
that you guys wearing shorts in the winter is not cool. And then y'all be coming outside ashy too. I'm big on being ashy. Boys and girls. All y'all.
Wait, hold on.
Especially men, because y'all be coming out ashy and then think y'all cute. Stop.
Now.
There's shorts in the winter.
I don't even think I put lotion on my legs today, actually.
TYKAJA, Uncle Guy said you always need math.
No, not all the time.
Why not?
Why not?
Because like what they're teaching me in math class, first of all, why do I need to know that A plus B equals C? I don't need to know that. Like that's not helping me. Because first of all, I'm saying that because A plus B is not gonna help me pay my bills. I'm gonna be in my house talking about A20s is gonna equal C. Like, no, that makes no sense.
So A plus B is a formula, right? And if you apply the formula the correct way to your finances, it actually will help you pay your bills because then you'll see it laid out.
Bing bong.
No,
God said you better know how to count your money, and A plus B might equal C, which is money.
Super facts. You can't get away from math, okay? It's over. I'm gonna call you little T from now on.
Put the dollars on that side. B, put the 5s on that side. Put the 20s and the 50s. If you get lucky to get a 50, I haven't seen 50 in a while. But the 100s, move it over there.
Do you count it all up? Equals C. And now you know what you have.
No.
You know you either struggling or you're rich.
I think you know that beforehand. You know that before.
All right, but enough of the jokes. TYKAJA, what is your topic for today? Talk to us. What would you like to talk about?
My topic for today is why do people go out and above for like Christmas and all that, like all the holidays and things. Now, I'm not saying that like you don't get like you don't want gifts and stuff for Christmas, but I'm saying like people, like some people's parents, they be like, oh, you better make sure you're so good for Christmas. Like Christmas is not just about like presents and stuff. But like, I'm not saying that I don't want presents for Christmas, guys. But I'm just saying how like some parents make it seem like cold. Some parents just make it seem like Christmas is only about presents, and then like on Christmas Day when you just want to open your present and just like go back to what you was doing, they be like, oh my God, you don't want to be with your family and stuff. Like I don't understand that.
That's a good point, actually.
All right, so we're gonna go from left to right. Rome, what's your take on that? Then we're gonna go to Smooth, and then Wiz. Go ahead.
Like Christmas is to me is like just like family tradition. As I get older, I began to appreciate it more because you understand that people are separated. People have different things they're doing. So, like guys, when I'm younger, I probably didn't think it was too serious. But now, as I see, like it's harder for me and my family to get together all like one time. I'm figuring that out. Like I appreciate it a lot more. Like I take holidays and things more serious.
Well, to Lil T point, right? If you're gonna make it about the presents, and I got the presents, and I like the presents, can I just go back to my room and play with the presents? You ain't make it about family from the gate. Don't make it about family now. Don't ask me to match up in pajamas and all. You should have did that from the gate. That should have been the lesson. And that goes back to the counseling thing. I think these parents should, like, if you're going to celebrate these holidays, which I believe we shouldn't really be celebrating as like a Black community, because we should understand where these holidays come from in the first place. But if we're gonna celebrate it and make it a family thing, I think that should be the point. And the presents are just extra. Like you get the presents after we've sat and talked about was like how you've been for the year, how you've been for the after we've politicked as a family around the tree, had some breakfast or lunch, whatever time you choose to wake up, then yeah, go ahead, go get the presents. But I agree. If you make it about the presents, when I wake up, that's all I care about. I don't care what you cooked, what you look like. I don't care what I gotta put on. I just want to know, is Batman under the tree or not? And when I get Batman, let me go play with Batman. I don't want to talk to you, Mom, about Batman's so excited. No, move, go away. Thank you for. Here's the hug. Appreciate you, love you. I'm out to go play with Batman, and I got Superman in a toy trunk too. You didn't even know that, so.
Marcus said, when it comes to these holidays, we do what we've been taught and learned.
Huh? Yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree. But yeah, if you're gonna make it about the presents,
to me, it's like Christmas time is like when you come in, it's like a little reunion. If you didn't see your family in the summer and stuff, that's all it is. It's like you send it. But I understand what you're saying. It is true. I mean, we gotta learn the values behind it. The holidays. It's more than just the presents and the toys. It's all about family. You know, have to come together. A lot of times, you know, you see your uncles, you know, and you talk to them, and they tell you like, yo, find out how's your grades and all that. That's when you know you tell them. Sometimes you be able to tell them what's going on in your life if you have an uncle that you can trust. At that, because at that point, you know,
that's why you gotta
sometimes get it. You gotta get it out. You gotta get it out.
That's why we gotta install the holidays is for family. It's not for gifts and for you to be like these people are here, few and far between. Connect with them. Figure out if you know they can be a helpful figure in your life. If they're your parents' family, which are your family. So get in tap, tap in. You know what I'm saying? But
so can I ask a question? Can I ask you a question? So TYKAJA, you telling your parents that you don't need no gifts for Christmas, right?
Exactly.
No, that's what you said. No, that's what you said. That's what you said.
No gifts.
That's what you heard, right?
What I am saying is that if all year round, like before Christmas comes around, like all year round, you're talking about you better be good, because you're not gonna get anything for Christmas. But like then Christmas comes, and I get what I want, and like there's a bunch of other people going around, and then like I'm doing what I want to do with my stuff, and then you're making it about everybody else.
Hold on, I got a question.
I just don't understand that.
I got a question.
Or like there's parents that be like, when you get what you want, like you get certain, like you wanted certain things for Christmas, and you told your parents that you want certain things for Christmas, and then they go behind your back and just get you like something totally different. But like you still get what you want, but like you're grateful. But like, and then you say something about it, and they be like, oh my God, you're so ungrateful. But that's not what it is. I told you what I wanted, and you didn't get it.
So you said
I like the gift that you gave me.
So you saying
no, that
you were being ungrateful?
No, I wasn't ungrateful. No. You're telling half the story. The people that was buying me those things acting like I had a cell phone, they were trying to be funny, and the joke was not funny.
Okay.
So I was very upset, and I was ungrateful for their gifts, and I told them that.
Wow.
So
they were buying you things.
But they did not know. They were trying to be funny. They thought the joke was on me, and it was on them. Oh, well, it wasn't funny at the moment.
So TYKAJA, how was you when you found out that Santa Claus didn't exist?
Santa Claus does exist.
Thank you.
He's real. Santa Claus is real, but like he's not a human being. He's like a mindset.
That's actually pretty clever.
Because Santa Claus, he's real. Because Santa Claus could be anybody. Santa Claus could be a woman. Santa Claus could be your mom. Santa Claus could be your dad.
Can't be a woman.
Why not?
Because he has a beard. That's the only reason why.
But yeah,
I don't know any women with
like
beards.
me. There's people that go around telling little kids like Santa Claus is not real and stuff. But Santa Claus is real. It's just like, do you think he's real?
Yeah.
If you don't think if you grew up thinking that he's not real, then obviously you don't think he's real. If you grew up not getting anything, obviously you would think Santa Claus is not real. Yep. He's a fake man.
Your childhood sucks. Sorry.
Well, I guess Michael Jackson could be upset because he saw Santa Claus kissing mommy. I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus, and that was in joke.
That was Santa's gift.
That was in joke.
He walking around giving everybody gifts. He gotta get a gift once in a while. I apologize.
Math class?
Was it a fun? Yeah.
Math in my school, math class is so like, it's not boring. It's just that like we get nothing done in that classroom because first of all, those kids do not listen. They have no type of home training. They be throwing food around the classroom. Like, see, and one kid they got mad at me because I said this to them, and it was, I guess you could say it was rude, but it wasn't rude. I don't think it was rude.
What'd you say?
So the kid was throwing food around the classroom, and the food almost hit me. And I was like, "Why are you throwing food around the classroom? You're dirty for that." Then they did it again, and I was like, "See, this is why you kids got roaches in your house, because all y'all do is throw food around and y'all leave it everywhere."
That's probably accurate observation.
Because they don't want, and then be the kids that are scared of bugs. Like, if you're scared of bugs, don't be leaving food around the classroom. Don't leave a mess. If you don't leave a mess in your house, why are you trying to leave mess places where you learn? And this is basically your home, like literally. You're here 24/7, and you want to have roaches and mice around here, but you don't want to be in the classroom when there's bugs around.
Okay.
Like, that's so.
Well, my advice to you, young one, little T, with math and math class, is to know how to do the thing, which is math. Then choose whether you want to use it or not. But to not know how to use math and go, "Oh, math is not important," that doesn't make you the smartest tool in the toolbox. You know what I mean? So just learn how to use math accordingly. And as you grow older, you'll choose whether math is useful in your adult life. Based on you knowing how to use math.
I know how to use math.
So
Math
pay attention to math class, all right?
Yeah. Math class is easy to me. Like, I know how to do math. Like, it's just boring. It's boring because like, I already know the answer. It's like,
Hold on.
over and over again.
Hold on. Uncle Guy says Santa Claus is a character like SpongeBob. But you said, a couple while ago, we had to rewind the tape. You said a couple while ago that A plus B equals C doesn't make sense to you. So,
it don't.
So if you're saying that means you don't understand all the math yet. And are you really getting what Smooth is saying to you?
Also,
what
there's
is
a kid
letter?
on
Like,
TikTok
what do you
that
need
says that too.
letters
So
in
she
math?
probably just seen that from TikTok.
Well, yeah, she probably could have just seen it from TikTok. But Ron, go ahead, explain that one. Ask that question again. The panel's going to explain it.
Okay.
Ask that question again.
Oh, what do you need letters in math for? Like, it's number. Aren't we doing numbers? I don't understand.
The variables.
Yeah, that's what it is. Variables. It's a higher math. It's a more complex math. Rather than just seeing numbers of you trying to find a formula to find out what something could be. Like if you have a business and you have X and whatever you're trying to find out what X could be, you don't know what that number is first, so you will put a letter there until you find out. And the formula is going to teach you what that number is. So it's just more of a complex math. But I do like on her point though, like as I said, like for me, like I was in college doing math and they had us doing some type of math that I've never seen still. And I was going like tutoring, all that. Like I'm locked in. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get this done. And then to this day, I still have not even seen nothing.
Wait till you try to build a house.
That's probably what's coming.
Wait till you try to build a house. Wait till you try to own a house. Wait till you try to do anything in your apartment by yourself that has anything to do with angles or moving your room around to make it fit. All of that has to do with math, because then you start pulling out a measuring tape. Then you start doing this. Then you start learning angles. You go, oh shit, this is the right angle. Oh shit, this fits. Oh shit, blah 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 blah. Like anyway.
shout out to Dot Vieira. She's on the check-in. Uncle Guy said exactly, agreeing with Smooth. TYKAJA, read this one.
I hope you can read because you don't like math. I'm on a roll today, man.
Rome, can you read it, Rome? We ain't gonna get nowhere.
As a young generation that was listening to the topic earlier, what do you think about speaking to a therapist? Do you think it's only necessary to speak to someone only when you have a problem?
No. I don't think you should speak to someone when you have a problem, because if you only speak to people when you have a problem or when you're down, you're gonna only believe like that you only need help when you're down. Because you need help every day.
Yeah. Yo, who's raising this one?
Yeah, that's
myself.
It's a raisin in the sun right there.
Yeah, that's what we've been working on. Like the other day, I gave her some affirmations to go over, right, Smooth? And she had kind of got in trouble in school, and I let her know that I'm not giving you these affirmations because you got in trouble in school. I've always had them, but I just haven't had the chance to give them to you. You know what I mean? So even the affirmations and working on certain things, I'm trying to get her to understand that you don't have to just wait until you down to go to this type of situations where you're getting help or you're reaching out or you're communicating. Like these are the things that I wasn't able to do as a kid. So, you know, it took me a longer time to get to where I'm at to be able to use my words. That's why I did it through music for so long. But we shouldn't just always have to run through rap or, you know, think we have to do graffiti. Like just having good conversation and what they used to call networks, you know what I'm saying, and other settings is what we need again. And that's what I feel.
Yeah. No, I definitely I definitely agree with that. And shout out to you for just being a great dad in my eyes. Having the right opportunity to like build structure in your children is just excellent. And shout out to you for just existing and having that ability to have that. So
thank you.
Yeah, it's not just me though, but you know, it's me and my wife, you know what I'm saying? We have a structure.
Shout
and
out to
even
you
with
too
the
over there. I
other
see
with
you
the
over
other
there
two
texting.
daughters, you know, we try to fix things as they come along. So even like what everybody said, whether there is books or there aren't books, they all don't fit in all scenarios. So you gotta pick one from this page here and then pick from this page here. And that's why I said, even with today's topic, I felt that this wasn't just for me and Wiz, because kids are going through this at young ages, you know what I mean? And then there's adults going through it, like Rome said, you know, that parents need counseling just from being parents. How many parents know that they need counseling just from being a parent? Is there real trauma that comes from, you know what I'm saying, raising a kid? You know, so Rome even brought that up earlier. So it's just a lot more that we're going to tackle about this topic. Go ahead, Rome, you can read that.
Yeah, shout out to you both, but the dads never really get praise, so accept it, Gate.
Word.
Take that W. No, but he had to throw that in too.
Yeah, nah, word,
he's gonna get in trouble.
Respectfully, nah, word,
well, you know, at the end of the day, I'll be lying if I say it's just me, you know, but we were both young when we had kids to begin with, you know, so the first one was a major difference from how we're raising her. You know what I mean? So it was definitely trial by error. And our middle daughter, you know, was a work in progress. And even with TYKAJA, we're moving on. But look at her, you know, to be at 13 and to have that spunk and to have that energy, it's not just from me, it's from the environment and the positivity that we're bringing in to go with the negativity and the people that we're putting her around. Look at the table that she's at right now. You know what I mean? Like there's 4 legends that's sitting next to her, including herself, and then the other people in the room. There's 7 legends in here right now that she's picking up energy from, that she's picking up information from, that is so, like, you can't even put a price on that.
I'm Gate.
No, that's beautiful.
It's actually 8 Gate. I just wanted to let you know.
All right, 8. My math is off. See, this is why math is important, TYKAJA.
No, it's 7.
This is why math is important. Yeah, I forgot this one.
Yo, somebody asked, and I want to actually.
Yeah, but see, Wiz, we left you out because you're a Cowboys fan. We don't count Cowboys.
That's funny. Yeah, but somebody asked, what advice would you give young kids going through school that's having a tough time when it gets rough? Yes, I seen that and I was like, oh, that was a good question, because as a parent, what do you do besides beat the other parents up? Well, as a kid, what would you do besides beat the other kid's parent up?
No, don't beat the other kid's parent up. That's number one not to do. We don't want to do that.
Honestly, school is rough all the time. But what I do is I just sit in the classroom, just watch everybody. First, you gotta silence yourself, silence everybody, and then just look around. Look who you're like sitting next to. Look at all the people here, and think about: do I want to be like them, or do I want to be like myself? And then you just start doing what you have to do, and then you just ice everybody out, and it'll be better for you.
Yeah, no peer pressure here.
Hey, Smooth, this one's for you, Smooth. You gotta read that, Smooth.
The Healing Journey by Dr. Rosanna. Yo, bro, I need glasses. Bakari? That's her name? Bakari?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That looked like a U. Anyway, it's a great book. Is that a white woman, by the way? By the way, she is a black therapist.
That's why I said it was for you.
All right, I'm gonna look that up right now. No bullshit.
So Rome, what can you answer the same question TYKAJA answered, and
Oh, for like generation?
Yeah.
I mean, I truthfully, I enjoy school. School was always like where I was going to see my friends, you know, so I always wanted to go to school. Even when we had like breaks and things like that, I used to be like, damn, I'm in the house most of the time during like winter breaks, but I enjoyed it. And especially now, like, I mean, with hindsight with 2020, like I enjoy it even more. I'm more fond of it because, you know, I'm not around my friends as often as I thought, you know, when you leave high school and stuff, and then you start to branch out. So I wish, so like, you know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, I enjoy it. I just enjoyed it. I try to find the great things to anything. You know, even like going to work. I got to work at 5 a.m. tomorrow, but I'm trying to find the great thing in it. Like, at least I get up early and get to start my day earlier than other people on a Sunday, you know, and however I get to look at it. But
Miss Muna said yes.
Miss
Muna said yes. I have that book. Good read. Help me with my healing journey.
Okay.
Wiz, what kind of advice, Wiz?
What kind of advice? It's to me, you got to understand the era I grew up with. These kids right now, they have TikTok and all that and social media. With us, we didn't have that. We had research for encyclopedia or dictionary and
the library.
So that's, to me, is like the structure to dealing with kids. We I'm not gonna lie, we go out 3 o'clock, we handle ours, and then next day we gonna be hanging out. I'm saying, but you know, that's how we took it. You know, to me, you know, where a lot of kids have issues with, as far as with their families. You know, as far as if you know they don't have the fresh gears, that always was depicted on. But sometimes, you know, I wish that a lot of times growing, navigating, and seeing how it was now. I mean, then to now, just like I wish a lot of times I've been like the big brother, like, nah, leave them alone. You know, even if the person in your crew, like, nah, chill, leave them alone. I'm saying. That's what I'm just saying. It's this structure. It's all about the structure and maturity and this, you know, observing more. That good? Is that good?
That was great, sir. That was great.
I just want to make sure.
TYKAJA, what other advice do you give your generation for mental health?
Mental health, honestly, for certain people, like you can't give everybody advice for mental health because like there's certain things that people tell you like certain parts of what's going on, and then like they don't tell you the other half. So like you can't just give them straight advice because some people take your advice differently, and then other people take it another way.
Gotta shake a couple off. Everybody won't make it.
Yeah, I like how you said that, TYKAJA, because you know
great.
there's always 3 sides to a story, you know, and a lot of people don't like to tell the full spectrum of what's going on. So it is hard to give advice, especially at you guys' ages. And it's hard to trust people too after you see so much stories about how kids are taken advantage of. So it's a very slippery slope when it comes to giving advice and dealing with mental health. I just think, and I hope that we can get into a better place where it's seen as not just a bad thing to talk to somebody when something is going on. And you can talk about anything, you know what I mean? So yeah, if you didn't have the fly sneakers and you needed to talk to somebody, talk to them about it. You know what I mean?
But Gay, I mean, it's all about trust, because sometimes as friends and all that, you don't have to. Sometimes you gotta have a really solid person in your corner that you can talk to. A lot of times
we didn't get to it, Wiz, and I mean to cut you off. We're gonna have part 2 about this because number 6 on the line was to have a neutral person to talk to outside of your friends. You know, that was number 6, and that number 6 when we talk about the 6 keys of helping to deal with like mental issues. You know what I'm saying? That number 6 was really big because you got to have someone that's not your friend. You know what I mean? Like trust is built up through time and error. You know what I'm saying? I mean, time. You know what I mean? So you're not going to always trust a therapist or a person when you first start talking to them, but you got to have that path to get there. You know what I mean? And sometimes these kids don't know that they do have a path to get there, you know? And not even just kids, young adults, you know what I'm saying? Mid-20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. And that's why I thought it was important to have this panel, because now we have from 13 to 50 sitting in front of us. That's covering a lot of years. Right?
I be talking too much.
On another note, why do kids your age have so much attitude these days? That's a good one.
No, you see what it is, and I feel like the Facebook user, that person, I feel like maybe they have a kid, and because y'all, you never know, because like
maybe they have a kid, maybe.
Okay, so parents be like how kids have attitudes and stuff, but the moment like the kid could not have an attitude, and then they be like, "What you got an attitude for? You got an attitude? I know you got an attitude." And like, no, you're making me have an attitude. You're building up to my attitude because you asked me if I have an attitude, and I'm telling you I don't got an attitude. So now I do got an attitude because you're making me feel like I got an attitude. So now I'm gonna have an attitude.
So you already had attitude
right there.
No,
So you already had attitude.
I was calm. I was
no, you
calm.
wasn't. You had an attitude.
Before I didn't have attitude, I was just there. And then you just like you kept on. Which y'all be saying, y'all be like, "Oh, you pushing my buttons."
Or poking the bear.
But I just want, I want parents to understand the English language that they use, because just look up the word attitude. There's nothing negative about the definition of the word. That's just it. Why you have an attitude is the wrong way to ask your kid the question that you really want to ask them in your head. It's, how do you feel right now about what just happened? How do you feel right? Like those, that's what you really want to ask. But it comes out, why they got an attitude? You know why they got an attitude. If you feel like they got an attitude. But it's your feelings projected onto this tiny, wincy person that has to answer you, this large person that they see in their life. And then those kids grow up with those tiny incidents and they become bottled up. And then when they get a little old enough to be like, man, I'm gonna goddamn attitude.
Like, do this.
Dot Vieira,
that's what happens.
Dot Vieira said it starts home first.
Yes, I think we if we choose to be parents, I think we should choose to learn and educate ourselves of ourselves and of the words that we're gonna use to talk to our children. And that's what, that's, forget all the books. I think we should just choose to do what we said we were going to do and commit to it. And some people falter. And that's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't work. Like she said, you can't give everybody advice.
Or you have the parents where they'll do something to you, or like they'll get mad at you, they'll yell at you, and then the 10 minutes later they're like, "Oh, are you okay?" No, I'm not okay.
Are you speaking from experience?
Just blank.
Hypotheticals.
Oh, is that?
It's hypotheticals.
No, that one was a hypothetical. The first one wasn't. But no, that one wasn't a hypothetical. Like my friend, she told me that story about her mom.
Oh, no, but that does happen though. Our parents
And my
act like they
teacher be
don't
doing
know
that.
what they be doing. I think adults act like they don't know what they be doing when they be talking to children, and I think that's kind of bad. I believe that's kind of. I don't even think. I know that that's bad, and I know that adults do that to children.
But I think that's why it's even more important. And ladies and gentlemen, please stay online because we got Chucky's Cut coming up right now. Right after this, then we're going to end off with some more topics about what we're talking about. But that's why I think that this is important to have this type of talk. You know why? Because people think because you're older that you just know stuff. So like I said, Smooth, you're blessed because you were able to pick up things a little bit earlier than some people. You know what I mean? And everybody's not that keen to pick it up. Some people are going to swing at the curve 100 times. They still can't pick up the pitch that it's a curve coming. Don't swing. You know what I mean? So this is why you need coaching. This is why you need mentoring. And we're going to have part 2 of this when we talk about the rest of the connections to why I feel like you need to be able to go into counseling from the ages. Like I said, I feel like it should be required for all students, required for all parents. You know what I'm saying? Just like a requirement to get your EBT card or whatever else you want to talk about. Have these requirements. Like people do too much of medical therapy that they give to themselves. You know what I'm saying? They want to get high, they want to get drunk, they want to argue, they want to do all that. So there's other steps in between that we skip. And then the next thing you know, you just older with a kid with no real structure. You know what I'm saying? So even if the book is there, but you don't like to read, are you ever going to get in that book? No. If the audio is there, but you got a deaf ear, are you going to pick it up? No. And this is why we need the forces. And that's why I felt it was important to have different age groups while we talked about this, because now it gives us a sense of ownership to go back and continue to press it to other people that's our age and even below, so we can get a steady line, so we can get to where you at, Smooth, because the way you saying some of the things you're saying makes a lot of sense. Some parents do think for a second, okay, I yelled at her. I didn't really mean to be that tough on her at that moment. Then they come back and they try to put out the fire a little bit. They don't know that they're doing that wrong at first if you don't put those things in front of them. That's all I'm saying. Is it takes time, it takes learning, and we do have to get better with the terminology and how we understand the English language, because it is kind of confusing. I can spell cat with a K if you let me.
Yeah, but you know, we only speak this one language, you know. But for the cultural and lingual people, they understand different ways to talk because it's different things mean different things in their cultures and their language. So they have that benefit. I only speak English, so I need to maximize what I understand about the language that I have to speak.
See, I feel like I speak English, but sometimes there's many different ways to understand English.
Yeah, you know, we could break it down. I can go back into putting my hoodie on and yo, what up? Yeah, we could do that too, but you have to be able to turn that shit off when it don't matter. Like, you have to be able to use math when it matters.
To go back to TYKAJA, and we're gonna go to Chucky's Cut right now, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're ready to vote for Chucky's Cut. We got the passcode somewhere up there. TYKAJA, do you have a self-care word of the day for your generation?
More like a phrase, not a word.
Okay, so what is it?
Worry about you and only you. When you worry about other people, because sometimes when you worry about other people, they're not worrying about you, and you're worrying about them, but they're not worrying about you. So just worry about yourself and get through what you're getting through. Don't worry about them yet. Worry about you.
Nice. All right, so Chucky's Cuts coming up. We got Cannibal Blaze. Crowd.live is where you go to vote. IVWJF is the code. Please, we got over 15 people, so we want 15 votes. I want to thank TYKAJA for coming on again, and you'll see her. Matter of fact, you're going to see her on our next show because it'll be our last show of the year. So we're going to have everybody in the building. We're going to do something special with y'all. So we got Cannibal Blaze coming up. Dang, I don't forgot the name of the song.
Mercedes.
Yo, good job, though, Chief.
Cannibal Blaze coming up. The track is Flawed with Cannibal Blaze featuring Fonte.
I think I know that group. You're supposed to like hook on your pocket or something?
Don't do that.
Yeah. Cannibal Blaze. Yeah. Let me take you on a ride so I could better your view on everything that you seeing when you looking at self. I remember times thinking I would never get help. On the way, I was looking at life. Them cold nights kept me always ready for more. You ain't never gonna see them hoes left on the floor. Yellow tape around the block and +2 on the door. When you praying every night, you feel close to the Lord. I was saved. If he ain't looked down on his son, I was done. You know, like too many shots out of a gun. That's how it felt for real. I had to run while other kids on the block was having fun. You ain't used to this shit, you just used to the drip. That's why I gotta keep the game locked with my grip. And I ain't letting go until you know I'm the best one rapping. I got the flow.
These niggas fake, yeah, you know they not real.
Nah,
Cannibal players on the track, that nigga ill. That's fussy on the track, you know it's time to kill. Just a little song, just to give you a feel. I never thought you'd break my trust. I called you my bro, my cuz. And I was like, damn, there's no love. But I know I got the love from up above. I said these niggas fake, yeah, you know they not real. Cannibal players on the track, that nigga ill. That's fussy on the track, you know it's time to kill. Just a little song, just to give you a feel. I never thought you'd break my trust. I called you my bro, my cuz. And I was like, damn, there's no love. But I know I got the love from up above.
The problems that we had is getting jotted in my pad. It's been a little minute, but I'm still feeling mad. You turned on me, bro, when that shit was kinda sad. You took his word over mine's in a flash. I never would've turned on you in a million years. Now it's just like, fuck it, you could cry tears. You thought I was done, but I'm never gonna quit. I was born to win, go hard and make hits. You know it's real when I gotta write that pain. I don't do this for the likes and I don't do this for the fame. I see things different, yeah, we are not the same. You niggas wanna go against me, it's a shame. You could keep saying this and you could keep saying that. Deep down inside, you and I know the facts. I was climbing up while you was still on the ground. I was out of state while you was still in the town. Trying to figure out how to get it up and down. I'm still on that level that you can't touch now. I bet your man's wish he never quoted my words. Now it's like, fuck it, man, you heard what you heard.
These niggas fake, yeah, you know they not real.
Nah,
Cannibal players on the track, that nigga ill. It's fussy on the track, you know it's time to kill. Just a little song, just to give you a feel. I never thought you'd break my trust. I called you my bro, my cuz. And I was like, damn, there's no love. But I know I got the love from up above. I said these niggas fake, yeah, you know they not real. Cannibal players on the track, that nigga ill. It's fussy on the track, you know it's time to kill. Just a little song, just to give you a feel. I never thought you'd break my trust. I called you my bro, my cuz. And I was like, damn, there's no love. But I know I got the love from up above.
You almost cut the mic.
Yes. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Smooth had to tell Chucky to put the knife down. He is about to catch a body. You know what I'm saying? Y'all better go ahead and vote, man, and let them know what y'all think about that. Like I said, man, today was a great episode. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If Al gives us, we're gonna go a couple more minutes longer because we really want to, touch on the importance of what we said here today and what we're going to have a part two. Shout out to Vocals by Jamel. And if you don't know, this is what it is right here. You know what I'm saying? This that voice to life T. Make sure y'all get that and understand. Yeah, she's a singer. And she said, you know what I'm saying, for us artists that be rapping, this is where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Get you right. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta get y'all samples, you know what I'm saying? Voice to life. So, the goal was to make sure that we understand that counseling is something that is needed at all ages and all levels. And for me, something that I feel like, no, I'm not even gonna say I feel like, I know that I'm gonna do for life now. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't always take tragedy, but I realize now that tragedy is gonna happen. And if you don't prepare yourself to deal with, like, even when I said the word tragedy just now, my brain got a little shaky, it shook. You know what I mean? So I applaud the people that are just like turtles in the shell. They don't feel nothing. You know what I'm saying? They could just keep up and keep moving. But there's a lot of people in the world that, and I'm glad I was never the type to judge. When you see that guy that's on the corner talking to himself, or that person on the bus, you know what I'm saying, that's wilding out, because you can be what they quote unquote call normal, and then a traumatic situation happens and you're no longer normal. You know what I'm saying? And one of my friends told me the other day, and I don't know if y'all can agree with this, that you won't be the person you was before after trauma. You have to be a newer version of you.
Trauma builds people.
You know what I'm saying? And it breaks a lot. So if you don't have the tools, you know what I'm saying, and you don't practice with those tools of how to build yourself up and know where to go for the answers to get out of that dark place, man, it's a trip. And when somebody told me the other day, they was like, you're a person of light, so you're attracted to light. So when you're in that darkness and you can't find the light, this has been the first time I've been in that place where I didn't see the light. Music wasn't the same. I think the only thing that was the same was my wife and kids. But outside of that, I just couldn't see. I couldn't feel. You know what I mean?
You wasn't supposed to.
Yeah. Tell me why.
Because you was planted. Seeds don't see the light until they break the soil.
That's fine. Say it again, man. People gotta hear that. Don't be whispering. I need that. That's why I brought y'all on. Say that again.
I was just talking to you.
I know, but that's a gem. Man. That's my guy. This is why. You know what I'm saying? When I was rolling through my Rolodex, I said the young guy and somebody else that I know that's gonna be able to help bring me and bring other people to another stage. I need you to say that again. Say that again. Say that again.
All right. So basically, what I was saying is that because he was talking about the darkness and he couldn't see the light, and my reply was he wasn't supposed to, because seeds need to grow to reach the light, and if you can't make it past the soil, the top surface, and you wasn't meant to grow, that's where you stay at.
Only on Behind Enemy Lines, you're gonna hear stuff like that. Shout out to Doc Vieira, they in the building. Make sure y'all check out. So, Rome, I'm gonna ask you to read this real quick because this is some of the things that we wanted to bring up on screen, but we couldn't. And I just want you to read that.
Was this first one right here?
Yeah.
The truth.
You can start where it says therapy.
What trying therapy?
Yeah.
Trying therapy early can help prevent problems from worsening into serious mental illnesses. That's why there are many reasons to see a therapist. Beyond treating a mental illness, in other words, it's a myth that therapy is only for people who have diagnosed mental illness.
And that's the one thing that I definitely wanted to get out of this. And like I said, I found this in Good RX Health, you know what I mean? And it definitely touched on the other things that we talked about. A, to help process a stressful event. B, to manage work stress. We all go through that, right? C, to improve relationships. And that's a big one too, because like you said, we all people, you know what I'm saying? So that means relationships is what we do. To manage stress from an illness. And how many of us, you know what I'm saying, will go through that? Like I said, this really put me on a spin, you know what I mean? To like, dang, I had to think about all the things that I might have to face now. Because see, when we were younger, and stop me if y'all didn't feel the same, I just felt invincible. You know what I'm saying? Jumping across roofs, riding bikes, scraping up my body and bouncing right back up, football, running through people. Now,
you ain't have the knowledge of fear yet.
Oh my God, say it again. Now I'm bumping into guys that are 50 and older, and they're like, no. You know how many of my friends I lost in the last decade? Like, as you get to that 50 mark, see, when I was younger, I was looking at 50 like, yo, so I can't wait to get there because a lot of people wasn't making it. They said not 21. Now we in our 40s now. You know what I'm saying? I'm checking off stuff, and like you said, but fear really didn't hit me yet. And now all the older guys that I'm with, that reality that when dude said it to me, just like he said, just like this, you at the age where you're gonna see more death than you're gonna see life.
Yep.
What? I wasn't ready for that. I don't know if y'all was ready for that. I don't know if y'all. Give us a. Come on.
That's very circumstantial. It depends on your environment and the spaces you choose to encompass.
Mm-hmm.
That's just that just is what it is. Some people don't want to leave out of their environment. They don't know how to, and this show is a great catalyst. They should listen to this shit.
Mm-hmm. I appreciate that. Doc Vieira said that's crazy. Rome, you got something on your mind, man. Don't be holding back, bro.
I feel like what you're saying too, because like that's how I look at things, like perspective. So it's like everything is in how you view it in your perspective. So something like he said, trauma could build you. Some people think it could end you, but if you put in that mindset of, well, it can build you, and if you look at it long term, like I said, when I'm going through past traumas, initially I thought it was the worst thing ever. And then as I saw how I developed over time, and I could look back and be like, damn, bro, like I'm a way better version of myself today than I was then, because I got to go through that. When I encounter tragedy, it's still going to hurt. I know it's going to hurt, but I'm not as down as I am. Because I'm like, all right, I know I'm going to get to a point to where I can look back and say, wow, you got over that hurdle, and now you're a better version of yourself today. I mean, that's all I want to do, in life, just continue to grow and be a better version of myself every day.
It's like playing a video game. Sometimes you die before you get that brolic ass
shit. See, that's why I like Smooth. But see, the serious part though is that, see, when you start going through that real traumatic stuff now as in real life, you realize that in Mario Brothers, it was cool. I died 100 times on the first board. You know what I'm saying? When I couldn't get over that big ass bullet. And I started ducking. I kept trying to jump over the shit. But that's a whole nother story. Yeah, that's a whole nother story.
But you have to figure out a strategy, right?
But you also thought that life was never going to end. You know what I'm saying? So certain things, it's just me. So certain things, when you start to build up and you realize that, hold on, wow, man, this is going to come to an end. If you don't have the proper tools to handle that, it can send you over a dark hill and a dark bridge. You know what I mean? Number 5 was to reduce physical manifestations of stress. You know what I mean? And number 6 was to have a neutral person to speak to besides your friend. And go ahead, Ron. Read what it said about the neutral friend, because we talked about that. So those 2 right there.
No matter how close you are to your friends, there may be times when you want to speak a more to a more objective ear. Friends often have biases, and it's not always easy for them to separate themselves from your problem. A therapist has special training on how to listen effectively to patterns in a client's life to deepen understanding of their thoughts and feelings, says Dr. Fisher. Additionally, your therapist can help you make continuous and sustainable progress towards your social, behavioral, and mental health goals.
So we're gonna go from left to right. How you feel about that, Wiz?
It's true. It's true.
Smooth. Come on, give me some.
I don't really.
You got some. You always got
I'm
some.
like off the. I don't really like therapy is for people who don't trust the people that they actually love, or the people that's in their environment, and then go seek therapy by all means because you need it. You don't have that opportunity of other people, and that's just.
And to piggyback on what he said, it's like exactly what I was thinking. Because it worked for me because I didn't trust people, and I had this mentality of you could use something against me. So I don't even like letting people in on certain things, you know. And speaking to a stranger, it allowed me to like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not going to see you in a social setting together. So I felt more comfortable letting it know. So like what he said is like I didn't trust people. I didn't trust my peers or people around me. So it worked for me, you know.
Yeah. And to piggyback off of Rome, right? Yeah. Rome was saying the main point of therapy is so people can hear themselves say shit out loud. It's like the first time people has ever said these sentences, these words, and they heard it, and it shocks themselves as they're saying it.
But you know what? This is therapy. That's why a lot of people does podcasts, because to them, sometimes this is their truth.
Mm-hmm.
This is their therapy.
Yeah.
So whether it was like how you say you can't trust friends, sometimes they just just go out on a limb and just express it to the audience.
Shout out to Dot Vieira. She said these days it's hard to trust these people you think that love you. And I was gonna get to that. So I'm kind of glad you touched on that. And for me, it's not even trust. It's just you got professionals and then you got unprofessionals. So my expectation is a little bit different from a professional versus somebody that I kick it with, you know. And unfortunately, we've been in a lot of circles, you know what I'm saying, where people they're not in your shoes, so they're not really listening. You know what I mean? So the feedback sometimes is not the feedback that is needed. You know what I'm saying? So once again, give you that mushroom, like we said in the game. Now you got the mushroom, you got the power up again to go to another level. You know what I mean? So there's been a lot of groups that I've been around where dudes just ain't got no words for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and some of the females, they just ain't got no words for you because they're in their own mess at that moment. So how can I help you? Like TYKAJA said a minute ago, how can I help you when I can't help myself?
Like
so,
like you said, like, you can't get everybody advice.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you can't get everybody, and that's why I say, you know, what I hope that people are getting out of this, that when you go to that therapy or that therapist, you know what I'm saying, it's not a bad thing. Number one, it's a good thing. And number two, if they're serious about their profession, it's their job to use the skills that they are given to help you get clarity on what you need to do. You understand what I'm saying?
Also, it may not work for everybody. So just, if it don't work for you, don't give up. Go find somebody, because that's all therapy is a somebody. And somebody may know how to listen and not have the professionalism. They may be unprofessionally equipped for exactly what you need.
And it's just like,
don't give up.
Just like Wiz said, not every therapy is sitting in front of somebody talking to you.
That's a fact.
This
That's a
be
fact.
Therapeutical for people having conversations. So don't just look at one thing and this didn't work for me and that's it. It could be other situations that could work for you.
Yeah.
Wanna read that,
today was a good therapy session for all generational points. And that's what we wanted. That's what I wanted to do.
That's basically what she's saying.
Yeah.
That's why I want him to read it, because that's basically what he's saying. Yeah.
You just have to want the help. See, and I want to get to a point where it's regular conversation, not because I need help with something. Because there's different levels of trauma: relationship trauma, financial trauma, mental trauma, you know what I'm saying? Like racial trauma. There's all different levels.
Yeah.
So which problem is bigger than the other? That's a personal thing, right? Stop me from lying. Come on.
That's true. And I know when I was younger, I had really anxiety on my legacy. Like as a little boy, like I just kept thinking about what am I going to do certain ages and stuff like that. And as I got older, every time my birthday passed, I used to like get stressed out because I'm like, all right, shit, I'm 14 now.
Yep.
Damn, you're gonna be 18 soon. What is your plan? You know, because that's how I thought how the world worked.
Yeah.
So it was like when I used to talk to people when I was younger, and everybody's always say, "Oh, don't worry about it. You so young and stuff," but never really trying to address what I'm going through. You know what I'm saying? So I would just push things to the back burner, and I got over it eventually over time. But initially, everybody was just like telling me, like, "Don't worry about it. You young, you young, you young." And I'm like, I'm not trying to hear that. I'm hearing that, but it's not working. Me just saying I'm young. I'm fearing about the future too much. You know.
Davier says some people aren't ready to accept that they have trauma issues. See, and the word trauma, I respect
word, really.
it, but I want to.
I hate trauma.
When we leave,
trigger,
when we leave today, I want to. Some of them are valid, but I think, like you've been saying all day, Smooth, is we got to understand the English language and how it applies to what you're going through.
Exactly.
Because
come on,
when my situation I had with my friend, excuse me, look, that just made me burp. That was my first time seeing real trauma for me. You know what I'm saying? I done seen bodies laid out. I done went to a lot of funerals, but it was something about this trauma. And why I said it was trauma, because the action that I had to take while it was happening, because it was happening in front of me in real time. So racing to get help, calling people, XYZ, that's what I call the trauma, because it was going through those steps. So while I was going through those steps, I really didn't have time to process. Then after the call was made, anxiety hit and fear hit. So that was another step, you know what I'm saying? So that's where the triggers came in. But it wasn't the same as the trauma. It was a little different. The triggers was different because it was like now my brain is catching up to like, oh, this really just happened.
So,
and to know that those are all separate components and how to deal with them, that's what I'm learning now.
What I would say to you is that was a traumatic situation.
Traumatic. That's the last word. Yep.
You went through a roller coaster of emotions, and not understanding those emotions as they were happening creates confusion. The situation itself, anybody would call it traumatic, but that doesn't mean that you have to be traumatized by the situation where your emotions led to confusion. It was just life. And this is how you dealt with it. This is what happened. This is what you could control. This is what you can't control. And people often be traumatized by the can't controls.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You need to let go the things you cannot control. Oh, you can't let go so easy. Well, you figure out how to control it. And while you're trying to figure out how to control it, it's going to beat you down because it's impossible. And it's not impossible on the word definition of impossible. It's impossible because it wasn't meant to be. It was meant to be let go. That's how, like, balance your life out, motherfuckers. What's wrong with you? But to talk to you, though, but, you know, I just want to let you, like, emotions can lead to confusions. And I don't like when people say, oh, that was trauma. No, the event was traumatic. We all agree with that. Emotions lead to confusion. Now, what happened that led to those confusions? Just figure out understanding. And so I hated. I didn't like that happened, and it sucks that happened. But there was nothing I can do to control that. So there's nothing I can do now.
Daviera said, however you want to word it, it still means the same thing at the end. Yeah, and I'm not trying to change the word because you have triggers and you have trauma. You know what I'm saying? It definitely going. I'm just turning in and what's going on. You late, Monte to God. This is you gotta go back and watch the whole episode. Like we can't just rewind and just go over everything. It was a lot of Gouda here going on. You know what I'm saying? You're right. You can't control everything. I totally agree. And it's crazy because another thing that I learned through this situation is that is physical fears and there's mental fears. Physical fears seem to be no problem for me. If I'm afraid of climbing up a wall, what do? I go climb up the wall. You know what I'm saying? I'm afraid of snakes, I go and grab a snake. But what I've learned through this mental fear is that it opens up a whole bunch of doors in Pandora's box. And this brain muscle up here, oh my God, is it a muscle? Is it a muscle? Is it a muscle? So, you know, I don't want you guys to think that I'm just trying to push counseling because I'm a counselor and I'm making some money off of this, or you know, I got a hidden agenda. No, I'm saying that if you don't have
We should make some money. Fuck that.
We got to talk about how to sing.
Good pricing counseling.
Good pricing counseling. We're getting there. You know what I'm saying? But for real, you know, when you're feeling a certain type of way, don't just think you got to handle it by yourself. That was my message at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. And you're going to have to go through certain things and use the people around you. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm able to show you. Look at the people that I'm surrounding myself with. Use the people around you. And we may not learn all the steps at the same time, but don't be afraid to share those steps. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to go through those steps. You know what I mean? And take the steps that are important for you, like my daughter said, because all you can control is you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, you know, I found out, right. And that's why I wanted to share.
When you get on the airplane, they tell you verbatim. And this is verbatim. You could get on the airplanes in a book. They say, I don't give a fuck about your kid. I don't give a fuck about your grandparent. I don't give a fuck about your whatever. Put your motherfucking mask on first.
Before you help anybody else.
Before you help anybody else. And this is what they, all right, it's not verbatim, but you get what
close
I'm
enough.
saying.
Close enough.
And that's on an airplane. And they tell you that if the event that this becomes a traumatic event, they're telling you what to do first.
Mm-hmm.
So if they can tell you what to do first in the airplane, you could coach yourself into what to do first in these events and these circumstances and just try. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard as fuck, but try. Give up, try again. Fall, pick yourself up, try again. Give up again, try again. But keep trying.
That's the goal too. Keep trying. And when you feel like you're falling short, reach out.
Yeah, people that don't give up. Nah, sometimes you need a little rush.
Figure it out.
Let me switch my strategy real quick.
So I want to definitely thank Al for giving us some extended time. I hope you ladies enjoyed this episode of Behind the Enemy Lines. I'm going to be posting some things up online so you can go back and check out this bit by bit. I want to have you guys up again so we can talk about the other topic that I wanted to talk about. Are men given space to be honest and vulnerable? I think that's really
dope. You need a whole day for that.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna need a whole day for that. So we gonna do that.
Chucky, put the knife down. Chucky,
Chucky, put the knife down. Al, you gonna show those pictures before we get out? All right, so we got a couple pictures of me and my daughter a minute ago. Shout out to the Hip Hop Food Truck again for inviting us. We went and brought some good food. You want some good chopped cheese, jerk chopped cheese? Make sure y'all hit him up. He be all over the Bronx. You know what I mean? So you gotta follow him on Instagram. Huh?
You over here now?
Nah, he was over. He's over by Sariga, over by by Sariga. So they had a toy drive over there, so we dropped off a couple toys as well. You know what I'm saying? From Behind the Enemy Lines, our Access Radio, because we like to do things to give back to the community. And we try to do as much as we can for as long as we can, so y'all do the same thing. So, like my daughter said, Santa Claus is in your mind, and she was being Santa Claus today. So Rome 30, I want you to give yourself a shout out, let people know what you got going on and what's coming up next. You know what I'm saying? For the greatest doorman in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, now I gotta get back to work. I've been missing the world's best doorman at work the last couple of weeks. But other than that, you can follow me on IG, Rome30_uninvited. My music is on all platforms, Rome30. You can Google me and all that. Just keeping applying pressure. That's all. Keeping the train moving forward.
That's what it do. Smooth do the same thing, Smooth. And I love Smooth, man. Like I said, if y'all missed, you know what I'm saying, the last show that I had him on, what always makes me smile is it just shows you how the world turns. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was my first host for my first performance ever. You know what I'm saying? As an artist,
he killed that shit.
You know what I'm saying? And I thank you.
I'd never talk to him if he did.
Yeah. And he's always been in the loop. You know what I'm saying? Then I got to see his little brother perform at an Access Radio event, our first event.
That was crazy.
So it's just crazy how the world turns, man. So Smooth, give yourself a shout out, and he got some dope ass music too. So don't sleep.
Well, I appreciate you fellas first and foremost. You know what I'm saying? Rome, I just met you today, so I don't really appreciate you that much.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? TYKAJA, brilliant mind. That was crazy. You know, you don't get to see that in like a 13-year-old, or just kids. You know what I'm saying? They just be thinking about other stuff. I say that to say this. I'm King Smooth. You can find me on IG under King_King Smooth. I got a project coming out tomorrow called Fireworks. Me and one of my producers from the Clean and Dirty crew named Cass. Shout out to Clean and Dirty. Shout out to Cub. Shout out to the whole Umbrella Studio. And just check me out, man. Follow me because I be talking my shit on my IG story. Hell yeah, follow me definitely. But Tyrone, where's yo? Yeah, that love is love, man. I definitely appreciate y'all.
I appreciate y'all.
Seriously,
I had to definitely bring you out because he was gonna fill in for our last show before, but we wound up canceling in the last minute. So he's gonna be my co-host anyway. And
I like doing this. This shit fun, bro.
Yeah,
No bullshit. I'll be on my podcast.
Yeah. So, and like I said, shout out to Traylon in the building. Dot Vieira's always in the building. Like I like to bring up people that are solid. The gatekeeper. Are solid when they speak, and I like to learn from anybody. So I don't care if you're young, you old, in between. If you got a gem, I'm taking it. I'm putting it in my toolbox.
That's why he at the gate. Overstands it.
Yes, sir. Wiz, you want to close us out?
Just wanted to say the 16th, we be back.
Yes, sir.
Love y'all.
Make sure you check us out on iAccess Radio. You got the app coming out, 365 Live, the TuneIn app. And we're gonna have new music coming in. So make sure y'all send that music in, and we out of here. Peace.
Peace.
Stress, my gaze, my heart, the strange pains that I guess, my hair craziness, lipstick scribbled on my legs, eyes bloodshot, not in pain, feeling my emptiness. SOS, hello. One last swing, turn it up, bottom of the bottle. Sanity leaving me, collapsing on the front porch, sailing down by the river. Candy clouds round my head, birds chirping. I want that gumbo red, earth to me. Follow that one night now, no. My head throbbing, my brain chest, my vision hazy, body aching, my hands against my chest, they pushing me down. I'm pleading. Universe, Ricky, God kept me here to run fast. I see the white light and trumpets blazing, but I wasn't meant to flatline. I rise again. 'Cause I got gifts and purpose. Bring me back to life, breathe me back to life. Every time I think about it, I cry.